we call the Twilight Zone.
Steve Kerr, and you look at Steph and Clay, and even Draymond with his lack of.
He's in 2 in a row. 7 points for him. The twirling Doncic. Melting into the defense. The front Curry strikes. Swing, fly ball. Well hit left center. Ronald Acuna has home. Rookie rushing record for the Steelers.
Look, he came into this game averaging 3.67 yards per carry. 42nd out of 49 qualified rushers.
To begin the third quarter. It has been incredible. Here he comes again. Oh, goodness. And the Greek basketball god. And he was a great guy that teaches
Yo, chat, what up? Good evening. Welcome to the show. We have a ton of great content for you this evening, but boys, welcome. How we doing tonight? We got the dude. I don't know who Aaron's supposed to be.
Aaron is over at Bernie Sanders.
I fucking love that. That's brilliant. That's fantastic. Todd.
Todd is Blippy.
I'm Blippy.
Todd is Blippy. Your favorite.
I don't have kids. I don't.
You don't, but if you do, Todd is fucking crushing that right now.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I just look like somebody who lives in, southeastern Columbus,
Southwestern Ohio. Yeah, you're just ready to throw in a couple lips and rip some Bush lattes. I like it.
We're gonna be talking candy tonight, but we're gonna be talking the top 1% of the candies of the top 2%.
Far out, man.
Yeah, so tonight we're going to lead off with our Halloween candy draft. We are going to discuss the World Series. Should be a good one. Obviously, we'll talk NFL, start them, sit them this week, get into our picks. So,
thank you, Brian.
Boys, we have what is probably one of the most coveted drafts that we will ever do. It is the Halloween candy draft.
Halloween candy draft.
So if I remember correctly, per random order or belly button depth, I got first pick.
Either way, you run it.
You got you got first pick, then me, then Todd, then Aaron. Okay. So do we have a scribe? Do we have somebody to take record of these? We have a recorder present. Perfect.
I always write shit down.
You're fantastic.
Your handwriting is so good
that
you convert into text messages.
Right on, man.
For sure. Absolutely. All right.
So 4 rounds, Halloween candy draft.
4 rounds is deep. I mean, deep.
It is not. Honestly, I thought we could do 5.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm prepped. I'm ready to roll.
The thing is, you have the easiest pick in the world, Bob.
Yeah, you
I
have
do.
the easiest one.
I got the number 1 pick.
You literally take your favorite
blow
candy.
this. There's only one answer.
So I actually had a debate with Caroline about this last night.
Okay.
Because obviously I had the number 1 pick. It's do I go with my favorite or am I just trying to build the best overall lineup here? Because obviously I have quite a few picks in between my next pick. So my first one has to be strong. I put a lot of thought into this. All right, we'll go ahead and kick it off. Without further ado, the number 1 pick in the 2022 Halloween candy draft, Reese's.
Yeah, it's the only answer. It's the only answer.
Hold on. You have to specify Reese's Cups or Reese's Pieces.
It's Reese's in general.
No.
It has to be one or the other.
Whoa.
These are 2 very different candies.
It's cups.
Is it?
Well, I thought it was a given. It's cups.
Okay.
Any variety of cup.
Okay.
So
cups.
The little pumpkins, the little mini ones.
No, you can't just come in here now and take Reese's pumpkins.
You're not getting a monopoly on Reese's. You're not. I'm not standing for it, man.
You can specify between cups.
Will not stand.
Yeah,
man.
you can specify between cups and pieces, but other than that,
hold on.
Even chat's
it's the
getting in
same
here.
candy, just in a different.
No, it's
not. Have to specify.
I'm sorry. Was E.T. obsessed with cups? He was not.
Boom.
Man, we need to go over the rules.
This aggression will not stand, man.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take, for the Halloween sake, I'm gonna take the Reese's pumpkin.
It's the only choice, Bob. You did it perfect. You navigated.
Yeah, but I still feel like you can't come pick 2 with cups now. I'm telling you, you could specify between cups and PCs. That's totally fine. Because then there's like 12
Right, 'cause
different
you
kinds of
can't do-
Reese's.
You can't.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I was
what
coming
I'm
in
saying.
with I was coming in with Reese's Cups number 2 overall. That's where I was
No,
going to go.
you can't do that.
If he
because
said
a Reese's,
No,
pumpkin, and a
Reese's
Cup is the same
yeah.
shit.
You can come in with pieces. I won't. I
You
won't.
can't come in with piece, man. You
All
can't
right.
come in with
Okay.
Cup.
All right. I respect it. I'll respect the authority of the group here. However,
Yes.
pumpkins is the only answer.
I'm in the Senate.
Listen to this. Larger peanut butter to chocolate ratio. Rob is nailing this. Bobby, you
Yeah.
nailed the number 1 overall pick. Fantastic job. Christmas, in fact, Christmas trees takes precedent over
Easter egg.
cups. As
Easter
do
egg.
Easter egg. Easter eggs actually is the supreme
Top.
Reese's cup
That's
because
S
it's got
tier.
the most peanut butter.
Then pumpkin, then tree.
I can get behind pumpkin and tree. You know what I like? The mini ones, and I can throw them in the freezer. They're like little Reese's ice cream
You
bars.
throw all of them in the freezer.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right. Number 2 overall pick. This is another freezer item for me. This is a fantastic choice. I'm going peanut butter M&M, or excuse me, peanut M&Ms.
Oh, I thought I was gonna get it.
I
Peanut
knew you were gonna
M&Ms.
take
It's a
that.
great pick. It's a great
Had to
pick.
do it. Why, Bobby? Did you review our draft from last year?
No,
So
I know how much you
Okay.
adore that.
Peanuts all day. I'm a peanut and chocolate fiend.
You just
Had to
love
do it.
nuts in your mouth. It's fine. We're
It's
we're
just
all
your
inclusive
opinion,
here.
man.
I don't know about you, but I take the peanut M&M and I kind of like crunch it in half.
Yes.
to
Get the
see the
chocolate.
peanut. Yeah, and then you get in. Yeah. This,
God,
I mean, that's the only way to eat it.
Only way to do it.
Dip.
Number 3 overall. Todd.
Skittles.
Skittles.
Ooh. All right.
Those
I
little
honestly
fun-sized
thought
bags of Skittles.
Skittles was gonna fall.
No, not in this house.
I had him.
No.
I had him low in my
No,
draft.
no,
but You
no.
probably could have got him second round. But hey, go
No,
get
no,
your
no.
guy.
Go get
Go
your
get your
guy.
guy.
Here's the thing. We had a contingency in place here at the 4-5 turn. Also, let's give some love to Skittles, Todd. Go ahead and talk to us about the Skittles.
Yeah,
Guys,
let's
we
hear it.
said a lot of weird stuff about the Pats when they drafted Cole Strange. We were all kind of in disagreement about it, and he's having a great rookie season. So I think this is kind of comparable here, right? We're talking
man.
we're talking about a universal candy. You can keep it in your fucking lunch bag. You can keep it in your desk. It very rarely melts, and if it does melt, you're keeping it in your car in the summertime, and you're a fucking idiot. So, Skittles, it is, boys.
Oh, fuck yes.
Unbelievable.
Well, in
All right.
in honor of Tommy Boy, you can take those peanut M&Ms and put them in the dash too.
Yeah, you can put them right behind the back of your car. They've got a thin candy shell. Surprised you didn't know that.
All right, guys.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
4. Didn't think this was going to still be on the board, so we're going to immediately jump up to the podium and grab it. It's Twix, guys. It's
Oh, good
grab
pick,
it,
Aaron.
Twix.
Great pick.
You
Absolutely.
can't go wrong with caramel and chocolate and peanut. Wait, you're talking like just original Twix, right? Not
Nougat.
Yeah,
You're not
OG
getting
Twix.
weird.
Yeah. No, left Twix.
Wafer, caramel.
We're
Yeah.
a left Twix house.
You gotta
Look.
specify left or right, Aaron.
I lived in a house where we had the peanut butter Twix too. I mean, there's
those are good.
variances.
What were those? Yeah.
Oh, hold on. We had a couple of questions in chat.
Yeah, please.
Is it regular Skittles or sour Skittles? And then Brian said regular or tropical, Todd.
It's regular Skittles.
Regular
Anything
Skittles.
anything else is incorrect for Halloween candy. Now, if we're talking just, I'm in the grocery store or the gas station, I need a little pick me up. I'm going sour Skittles, boys.
It's
Sour
what's
Skitties.
Janice down the street handing out in the back, and then they're OG Skittles.
Absolutely.
She
Damn right
keeps
she
a
is.
special badge just for Todd when he
She
comes.
keeps them thing on her.
That lady on Yellowstone Drive. used to
Todd,
give
why
out
don't
whole
you come
bags of
around
candies.
back? I've got some special Skittles.
There
for
was
you.
a. All right, so Corey and Bobby know I lived on a main road of Fairfield, and behind was Yellowstone Drive. I'm sure you guys remember Yellowstone.
Kevin
right?
Costner lived there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this lady used to hand out big bags of Skittles, the full the full like grocery store.
She had you hooked.
Yeah. So from that moment on, I'm just like, I got to get there. I got to get there. Yeah.
Dude, Todd,
Todd,
you're crushing it.
I was gonna say I do have to ask. Did you wear that with Declan when he was awake?
He hates it. Because I can't just walk up to him and go, hey. He's just like, no.
Like, wait a minute, you're not in the TV. You're not in the
he
phone.
He doesn't understand that dad can also be Blippi.
That's hilarious. All right, so to recap round one, I got Reese's Pumpkins off the board at number 1. Corey got peanut M&Ms number 2. Todd with Skittles or OG Skittles at 3, and then Twix at 4 for Aaron.
Yeah.
Now Aaron is in a prime position because leading off round 2, he
Bang,
does
bang.
get the number 1 pick, back-to-back picks. So you really couldn't go wrong with your first one. So Aaron, what do you
I
got?
was really happy to have Twix there. I mean, the draft room just lit up. Like we couldn't believe that they were there. This second one becomes a little tricky. It's how do you build that squad? Do you go double dip in the chocolate? You start moving away, maybe getting something, not chocolate, because there's some good ones on the board.
Need
there.
some diversity.
There's some diversity there, but we're not going to do it. I didn't think we were going to have this opportunity.
Me either. I know who you're taking.
Kit Kat.
Love it.
Kit Kat, number 5, phenomenal. To get 2 chocolates in stick form, we're phenomenal over here.
That's a very cerebral choice.
The chocolate, the wafer combination, and again, great freezer chocolate.
Liz, so what we're doing a Halloween candy draft. So essentially we're trying to build the best squad out of Halloween candy.
Yeah.
And we're all in costume, if you couldn't tell. I don't.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go back.
I don't normally wear a Blippi outfit. Although the amount of compliments I've gotten tonight is more than I've ever gotten on this podcast.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the new.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Aaron's is the most creative. I love Corey's the most, and I had no idea who the fuck you were, Todd.
Well, you don't have any kids, so that's
Yeah.
good. If you were like, "Oh shit, it's Blippi," there'd be a really
lot of
big
questions.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of questions.
Hey, fella, what do you do in your free time?
Yeah.
He's the dude. He's the dude. You got a White Russian on you?
Keep that thing on me.
Yeah. So he's just deep diving into character. All right. So we got Kit Kat off the board. First pick, round 2. Todd, you're on the clock.
Boys, I'm a wild card. I'm taking Whoppers here.
Whoa. Didn't
they
even
were
have
not-
them on the
They
board.
weren't
Not
even
on the
my
board.
big board.
Hey, no, I like
Guess-
it, Todd.
Guess what? You guys are wrong and I'm right, so it's fine.
Don't get me wrong. If somebody throws a bag of Whoppers at me, I'm gonna eat them.
Completely off the board. Absolute character concerns. Just
You're awesome.
You mean exceptional character for a guy that knows how to take the right risks? Yeah, I'm right.
No.
I'm sitting right here.
Whoppers.
This is
Sitting right
something,
here.
Todd.
Skittles
All
and
right.
Whoppers.
Let's get the taste of that pick out of our mouth here.
How are you
blown
also
up.
wrong about this? I don't understand
Don't get
how.
me
You know,
wrong, I like
Let
Whoppers.
me be very clear. Let me be very clear. I will
Christ.
eat Whoppers
I thought this was a good podcast.
after all the other candy is gone.
It's all based off of our opinions on
Good.
trivial.
You know
Alright.
what? That
Halloween
more for
candy.
me. More for me.
You know what?
So-
It's my pick, correct?
You are on the clock, sir.
Okay. I had no anticipation of this actually making it back to me. You're not you when you're hungry. I gotta go fucking Snickers here, dude. Like there's not even a question.
I literally can't believe that didn't go in the first round.
I can't either. And we're it's like Dax Hill falling to the Bengals in the first round. You're like, okay, yeah. No.
so when we were
no-brainer.
doing our big board, Snickers was absolutely up there, but unfortunately, Twix and Kit Kat were just above. I thought they'd be gone.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to be fighting
I
over
will
I will
peanut
take
M&Ms
over a Kit
or
Kat.
honestly, I'm loving Corey's board right now.
Appreciate it, Aaron.
Those are high quality
candy.
candies.
That's
Solid
I mean,
board.
it's safe. I don't know if I love it, but it's
Whoa.
safe.
I will say Snickers
All
though,
right. Sorry we didn't trade up for Mitch Trubisky over here.
phenomenal. Yeah, right.
Easy. Whoppers are more of a Jalen Hurts pick, I would say.
Okay.
So, first of all, I thought, why are we judging the? I don't know why Whoppers are such a wild thing. I thought
It's
they were
just-
Because they're
universally-
malted milk balls and they're disgusting.
and they're covered in
I'm
chocolate.
under 50. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm under 50.
I'd
Yeah,
much
I'm
sooner
fucking-
eat
I
Dressed
didn't
up
live
as a-
through Vietnam.
dressed up
I
as
didn't
an
live through
infant
it.
kid star, so everything's different right now. Let's move
Didn't live
forward.
through Vietnam.
You
Can't do
that's
it.
an undrafted free agent that went in the second round.
Yeah, you could have picked him up in honorable mentions.
I will say with Snickers
Let's get
though,
off Todd's back. Let's
some
get
of
off
the-
Todd's back.
some
He's
of
a
the
good guy.
best
I'm fine
advertising.
with it because I have rebuttals for all of you for this because
I
you're
love
all
it. I
three
love it.
wrong. So
All right.
it's
All
fine.
right. Bobby.
All right. I have back-to-back picks here. Rounding out round 2, starting round 3.
Yeah. Big picks.
So it doesn't matter what order I go in. I'm gonna go with Starbursts.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Yeah,
Nice pick. Nice pick.
the elusive double pink.
Yeah. I mean, you'd tell stories about that the next day on the. How many double pinks did you do? I got like 6 double pinks. You fucking liar.
You're full of shit,
You're
dude.
full of shit, dude. Or when you're trading candy at the lunch table, like the week after Halloween, a stipulation of trading Starburst, part of the trade is do I get to see what's in it first or not? Right?
Yeah.
High ceiling, relatively low floor there on those reds.
Because what if you get a double yellow? You know, you're.
Whoa.
Here's the thing. I like all-star. I just want you to know I like all starbursts. I like all of them.
Big yellow guy. I've underdog fan my whole life. Big yellow guy.
But if we're gonna power rank them, best combo,
yellow,
pink orange.
Pink
Yellow,
orange. I agree with that.
Okay,
power ranking: pink, orange, red, yellow. That's my power rank.
That's accurate. That's accurate.
I'm okay with that. I like that.
I understand. I'm the
yellow's
outlier.
bad. I'm not saying yellow's bad. It's just that's
Fair.
the last one I'm grabbing.
Fair. It's like 4 years ago, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. Just because if you take Tom Brady doesn't mean you think Aaron Rodgers is a bad quarterback. Okay.
That's the thing. They're all on my board.
Absolutely. All right, kicking off round 3. I didn't think this was going to make it even this far. It's by far my favorite candy, my favorite thing ever to get in a milkshake. It is the Butterfinger.
Oh,
yeah.
Also off my board, but it's just because it doesn't fit our scheme. I know people love Butterfingers. I don't like Butterfingers.
Bobby, let me tell you, if you didn't take him, he was coming on home to Detroit. I'm telling you, he was coming home.
Butterfingers were gone, man. As soon as you took Snickers, I was just over the moon.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
it's a good pick.
All right. So to round out round 2, Aaron went with Kit Kats, Todd Whoppers, Corey Snickers, and then back-to-back picks for myself. I went Starburst Butterfinger. Corey, the dude, you're on the clock.
Yeah, man. I'm not following the big board here. I'm going to draft for need, and I think that these will be available later. This is another one that maybe we're just not thinking about here, but this is a slam dunk of a pick, especially in the 3rd round. We're going Sour Patch Kids.
No, damn it!
It had to be done.
Aaron, they wouldn't have made it to you.
I know that was
Dude, that was my dilemma. It's like, do I go with my heart in the 3rd round, or do I because I had the chocolate?
Yeah,
I've got the fruity, and then do I go with the sour?
You made the right call.
We're just over here. In Detroit building a squad. I mean, we've got home run hitters from top to bottom of this lineup, and I'm really looking forward to seeing who we're able to snag in round 4. Todd.
All right, Todd, 3rd round.
Fellas, we're going 3 Musketeers here. That's it.
All right.
That is a great pick.
It would have been Sour Patch Kids, but I'm going the 3 Muskies. It's a nice, soft, delightful candy.
It is very tender.
That's pretty good.
It is. It's like a nice.
All right, guys.
That's a great chocolate. That's a great 3rd round value pick there, Todd. All
Thanks.
Right, Aaron, round out the 3rd round.
So again, this wasn't our plan, but you gotta let the board come to you guys. We're going chocolate heavy, and we're grabbing that Milky Way.
Okay.
Milky Way is an absolutely phenomenal chocolate, underrated in my opinion. To be able to get it here in the 3rd round, just phenomenal. To start the 4th round, we're going to go a little unconventional here. And this might be one that might not have been on a lot of people's radar, but this is like a Giannis Antetokounmpo pick where you're like, he just fell out of the lottery. This guy can be the best player in the league. And we're taking the sour caramel apple sucker.
That's a good pick. It's on my draft board. It's there. It
is fall. It is Halloween, and it fucking hits. And it is the perfect thing to have around Halloween time. We're taking it. We're loving it. We're loving the board.
I hate it. That's an honorable mention. That does not deserve to be drafted.
Wow. I mean, it's not Whoppers.
It's on my big board.
Just kidding.
That's worse than Whoppers.
I'm just kidding.
You want to get in a candy?
Here's the thing: you can't take 4 chocolate. You know, we had 3 chocolate already, and again, high upside pick. We understand, but that's what you do in the 4th round.
Okay.
Don't worry, Bobby. I just blocked them and reported that obscene 69mega.co just coming in here with.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I was just ignoring
squirts and smiles on Rally Tell Sports.
All right, Todd, 2nd pick, 4th round.
Oh shit, boys!
Your final pick. Round out that roster, baby.
This has been a whirling dervish.
Should we go 5 rounds?
I can go 5 rounds.
We can do 5 rounds. We'll do 5 rounds.
We're gonna be on this thing for 7 hours if we're going 5 rounds.
That's what she said.
Nope, never heard that before.
Just in the history, with the comments and all.
I think see, here's the thing. I thought I was going to be able to have the 3 Muskies this way, and the Sour Patch Kids are gone. Now I'm scrambling a little bit.
What I'm hearing is unprepared.
No, I'm prepared. If we're going 5 rounds, they're going to make a decision.
Okay,
here, boys.
okay. Let's go. Follow your heart.
I think I'm going Nerds here.
Oh, I like
just a
Nerds.
classic box of Nerds.
That was my next pick.
Good pick.
Good
Only
pick.
downside on Nerds, the smell of the cardboard box when I'm eating them. Just kind of
Fair.
just bothers me a little bit. Great candy.
That's nostalgia though.
Okay, fair enough.
You know exactly what you're getting when you get a little cardboard snooter in there.
I'm a big Nerds rope guy.
That's a good one too.
Good pick.
I don't think that's a Halloween candy though.
It's not. It's not.
We're throwing out candies right now. So let's just. I know it's not a Halloween candy. Let's keep our cards a little closer to the chest.
we take this shit seriously over here, chat. All right, Corey, you're on the clock.
All right, so I'm gonna take this one because I think anything left on my board will probably be available coming back on the 5th and final round. I'm gonna go with Reese's Pieces.
Yeah,
Had to take them. They're an unsung hero, really. So good addition to the squad here.
love Reese's. Reese's are my absolutely favorite candy.
Me too.
The Pieces, though, I'm not crazy about.
They're
Not
good.
crazy about. Don't like the ratio, but for the 4th round, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a worse M&M.
Crowd pleaser.
I don't know.
Wow. Bruce coming in with a bold statement here.
Team Corey all day. All right, we'll have to give you the whole lookout, Bruce. Everybody's team's a little different. Everybody's team's got some winners. Okay.
Don't tell anybody mine. I'm
We just have more.
Man. All right. Last pick in the 4th round. I've already got chocolate. I've already got so it's kind of just best pick overall. But
Best
what's
pick overall.
left- what's
BPA.
left-
Best
what's
player
left on the
available.
board?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I just have to go with a classic here. Just the Hershey's chocolate bar.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
smart.
Just
Smart,
have to
safe
have it.
pick. Yeah, it's a center in the 3rd round. And
Yeah,
is what that is.
that's a day one starter.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You know,
Perfect.
it's consistent. You know,
Probably
exactly
hit a
what you're
ceiling.
trying to get there. Yeah.
Hey, you throw some almonds in that bitch, and I'm fucking tell you.
All right, 5th and final round. I already know what Corey's taking in the last round.
Do you?
I'm not going to take it because I won't say anymore. But I'll give it away.
Okay.
Man, this is tough. Let's go. Man, I didn't prepare for 5 rounds, so I'm going off the dome here, chat.
You're the one that
Do it.
requested it. Hey, you're
It's true. I
you
can go 5
requested
rounds.
it.
I did.
Go 5 rounds. Go 5
Oh, I
rounds.
still got so many candies left.
Come on, Tyson. Come on, Tyson. Get it out of here.
All right, what do we got, Bob?
Let's go with the blow pop.
Great pick. Most popular
Blow
Halloween candy in
Now,
the
what's
state of
the-
Ohio.
Now, what's the center, Bob? Are we talking Tootsie or are we talking Blow Pop?
He's
Blow
talking.
pop.
He's
Gum.
talking blow,
Blow
pop.
pop.
Oh,
Bubble
Blow
gum.
Pop, Blow Pop. Okay.
Bubble gum that lasts for 42.5 seconds.
Mhm,
That's how long
mhm.
the flavor lasts in the gum. But you're
I
not
grew
there
up-
for the gum.
That's a
Yeah.
solid over under there.
I grew
You're
up
there
in
for
a
the
house
ride.
where we would have the big bags all the time. My dad goes through a big bag like in a month. It's absurd. He has no teeth left. It's insane.
He's got no teeth left.
Blow pops and Mountain Dew in the Gottschall household. It was
Oh,
bananas.
Jesus.
I loved it.
All right.
Bruce said, "No, I'm with Corey. Plus, he's the dude." So yeah, I mean,
It's what you call me.
Well, it's hard to argue the second point.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Corey.
True.
Last pick. Round out your team.
Yeah, this is just a favorite. This is a guy that we've just liked the whole draft. And if he made it to our last pick, we're going to take him. Underrated, undervalued by most squads, but we know the true value here. Heath Bar. Had to do it.
Love it. Love it.
That is not where I thought you were going.
Thank you.
Love
Thank-
it.
we're-
That's,
Thank you.
toffee candy is one of the most
fantastic.
underrated candies
Not a
in the
fan.
game.
Fantastic.
Not a fan.
The chocolate, thin, the toffee, hard, crunchy. This is a blizzard candy. I have benefited from the fact that this is an underrated candy for the majority of my life, in that
Same.
most of my friends are just like, throwing it over to me. Dude.
Yeah, the Reese's are the first to go. You know, when your parents are like, "Let me check the candy," and the next thing you know, half the Reese's are gone.
Yeah,
you're good on the you're good on the Heath.
Yeah. Love it.
I will not ride that train with you guys. I am not a Heath Bar fan.
I'm not either, but I respect it in the 5th round.
Yeah, no, it's a good pick.
Yeah, it's a fan favorite.
Yeah, fan. Yeah.
Sell jerseys.
Boys, I think I'm going Baby Ruth here.
Oh, great pick.
Good pick.
Great pick.
It's a really nice, sturdy candy.
It is.
I like it. I'm a big fan of the Baby Ruth. I love it.
It's a great interior defensive lineman that you get a good value in the middle of the draft.
So I got the last pick here, and there's 2 I'm going to throw out that aren't my pick, but they're
save those honorable
okay,
mentions.
okay, because they're like my 2 favorite candies, but I know nobody else likes them, so I can't draft them. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Assorted flavors, Airheads is going to be the last pick of the draft.
Airheads.
I absolutely yes. That's the one thing we're
Wow.
missing from the bag here.
Remember when you could twist them together and you made
And you just munch them all. And
Mike?
yeah,
Good to see
they're
you.
the absolute best,
phenomenal
phenomenal
an Airhead NATO.
Airheads to close it out.
All right, so the recap of the draft will be it will be posted. I will be making some content with it, so be on the lookout for that.
I can't wait to get fucking roasted about Whoppers. I can't wait.
Gross.
That's probably going to be our most viewed short. I'm just gonna call it now.
Yeah, make sure you post the part where I'm right and everybody's wrong. Too.
Todd, not to keep piling on to you here, no joke. Like it'd be like the end of November, you know, when your candy bag starts to get a little. There was literally nothing left in there but like Whoppers and I don't know, dental floss from that one dentist that lived on your street.
Fucking pennies.
So you're telling me that you ate the fucking tasteless dots before you ate Whoppers?
So that's one of my honorable mentions. I
Thank
fucking
you.
love dots.
I know you do.
Love dots.
And I
Your
left
guys'
them there for you.
Your guys' palate is wrong. That's grossly incorrect.
What? Todd's just eating sour Skittles and nerds. It's like your guys' palate.
My biggest
Yeah.
shock.
Look how I turned. I'm fucking Blippy. Look how I turned out. I turned out great.
Oh shit.
My biggest shock of this draft is that nobody took candy corn.
I hate candy corn. It's
You know
disgusting.
what? I can't
his
take
house.
candy corn because I don't like candy corn. I like candy corn
I hate
with.
candy corn.
Hold on. I like candy corn with peanuts. If you mix the two, it tastes
a good
exactly like a payday.
That's a good
Exactly
combo.
like a payday.
You're right.
Thank you. And
Yeah, 'cause of the
it's
peanuts.
phenomenal. Yes. So you get the sweet from the
Yeah.
candy corn. They're just too sweet. They're just pure sugar.
Payday also an honorable mention, but it's just not draft material. My
My-
other one, Milk Duds. I fucking
Milk
love
Duds.
Milk Duds.
Great.
Love them.
A dentist fucking
Love them.
You
Milk
put a
Duds and
Dud-
Dots I always get shit over
Yeah.
because they're my favorite.
You put a Milk Dud and a Heath bar together, you're not going to be able to. It's like wiring your jaw shut. Get it for a week.
You know what? All right, my honorable mention. This is probably like Todd mentioned. Like you're on a road trip, you're hitting the gas station, you want something a little sweet, a little pick me up or something for the road trip. This is my go-to almost every single time.
I know what it is.
Lemon heads.
Oh, I got it wrong. Okay.
Lemon.
Okay.
Lemon heads. Every single time. I'm there. They're phenomenal. Absolutely fun. I could fucking crush an entire box of lemon heads. No
Mike
problem.
and Ike's.
Oh, dude.
Mike and Ike's. Also,
Yeah.
yeah.
Only 2 more candies that I had on my board that didn't go.
Mhm.
I had Twizzlers and Hot
Twizzlers.
Tamale.
Hot tamales. Okay.
Those are the only
I see.
other 2 that I had.
You know what? Twizzlers were often my trading partner to get me a Heath bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You package that with something small. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Another one. Actually, you know what? I know I'm going to piss off Bruce here, but I fucking love Almond Joys. I love coconut.
I
love
do.
it.
Did you
love
like
it.
them when you were little, though?
Oh, absolutely not.
Wow.
No way.
Okay. As an adult, I liked them, but when I was
Yeah.
7, I would. You couldn't pay
Yeah.
me enough money to eat a Mound
Yeah.
Bar or an Almond Joy.
Yeah, I mean, but you know,
Those are the ones that my dad would be like, "Oh, did you get any Almond Joys?"
And you're like,
Yes.
yeah, ew, take them.
how about no? Your dad was like, "You got any fucking blow pops?" In there?"
For the last time, Dad, nobody hands out drugs at Halloween.
That's funny. Where's the blow pops and Mountain Dews? Dad,
on, man.
If he might be watching with my mom, and they're coming up this weekend.
I love it.
I might have to apologize to him. when he
Yeah, I'm
comes up.
sorry, Mr. Gacho. You're awesome.
He's a big guy. He's kind of scary.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Even to this day, I'm still intimidated by him, and I'm taller than him now. and probably stronger. I don't know.
It's just that dad strength, bro.
No, he's got
Don't-
too much dad strength on you, Todd.
don't ever
You're
question
just budding dad strength.
It's fair.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, that wraps up the
Love it.
Halloween candy draft. That was incredible, guys. We need to do more
Yeah.
of these, more of this type of content because it's a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
We're
Give
moving
it
on. We will get into. We'll talk about the World Series, and then we'll get into NFL picks, start and sit them, all that good stuff. So Friday night, the Phillies and the Astros will square off in Game 1 of the World Series.
Yeah, man.
Did anybody see Philly at the beginning of the season making it this far?
Literally no one on this podcast did.
No way.
I think we all had the Braves in the NLCS for
Well,
sure.
think about the NL East, right? So you have the Mets who went out and spent every single penny that the MLB had to get a better roster. Then you have the Braves who, they get rid of Freeman, they get Matt Olson. They have one of the best young rotations in baseball. They win 100 games. You're like, this is a sure thing, right?
Right.
There's no way that the Phillies are the best team in the NL East. But then
Yeah.
everybody forgot that Philadelphia went out and got JT Realmuto last year. They got Kyle Schwarber in the offseason. They still have Bryce Harper, who has come back and been, last year's NL MVP and had a great return in 2022. Rhys Hoskins, their rotation turned out to be really strong.
Nick Castellanos.
I didn't want to bring him up because I don't think he's had such a strong year, but he's had a good play. Everybody's hit well in the playoffs for the Phillies, and that's what got him here, right? Is that they put up so much offense that nobody could keep up with them, and then you have Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler go out against the Padres and just shut them down. Nobody could touch either of them. So I like Philadelphia getting to the World Series. It feels different. I think it's not something that we've experienced in the last, 5 or 6 years, to be able to get into the World Series and not be somebody from Los Angeles or New York. Or, unfortunately it's Houston again, but at least we're seeing somebody different. And it's been since 2007 or 8
Nationals. Since the Phillies, yeah.
Since the Phillies have been, that's the Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Shane Victorino era. Yeah. So
for sure.
it's been a while, and they've been working towards this, and everything just connected. I don't think they stand a chance against the Astros in the World Series, but I'm glad they're here. I'm glad we could talk about it.
Yeah, I think the Astros are clearly the favorite here. I'm not sure exactly what the Vegas odds are, but I do know that I will be rooting my ass off for the Phillies just because
of course.
I cannot stand. I think we already talked about this, or you guys mentioned it last week. The NL team is the team we're rooting for.
Exactly.
And we're behind the Phillies. And just, I would love to see. The only thing that I'm holding back for that I'll be okay if the Astros win is that Dusty Baker will get a World Series. And also he called it last year. He said, we'll be back. And they are. And I think this could be a quick one, but I hope not. I hope the Phillies put up a nice fight and we get a nice 7 games of baseball.
I love that. I'd love to see an extended series here.
Yeah.
It's
been a great postseason.
It has. Who would have thought that when we were talking about the NLCS, even we were going to talk about the Padres and the Phillies, going.
And that game was at Game 6 or what? No, Game 5. Dude, they were fucking lighting it up, man. Cracking bats. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be fun.
Bryce Harper is my postseason MVP right now.
Sure.
I think that what he's been able to do, at least in the National League, I'll say, he's been able to do he won them this series against the Padres. I believe he has 4 home runs in the postseason so far, but Rhys Hoskins isn't very far behind him with 3 home runs, and I think he's at 11 or 12 RBIs in the postseason. All the bats just got red hot at the same time.
Mike coming in with a comment here. Go Phillies, screw the Astros. I think we're all on board with that.
Yeah, we're all on that page, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, nobody wants a cheater to win. It's just you just don't want a cheater to win. That's how it works.
Absolutely.
Bruce coming with a request asking if I can be the dude all the time or a special guest once a month. We'll entertain. That.
I think you are the dude all the time. You just turn it off.
That's just like your opinion, man.
That is. Yeah.
Right.
Far out,
Absolutely.
man.
Did you guys see this tweet that resurfaced from 2019 about this guy that predicted the World Series winners for the next 10 years?
No. Who does he have?
He's got everybody right so far. The first 2 years, he's got.
Who's he have for this year?
He's got the Phillies.
Oh boy.
He predicted the Braves last year, and it was the
Time travel.
Dodgers, Braves, and the Phillies. And then next year he's got the Mariners. So, if this year makes 3 years in a row, if he's right, I'm going to be throwing some Skrilla down on the Mariners next year.
That's
Yeah, for sure.
The fact that the Mariners made the playoffs for the first time since what was it, like 2001, and this guy's just like, yeah, they're going to win the World Series.
And the fact that he picked the Phillies when nobody thought they were going to be there.
Well, coming into the season, they were a favorite, but in fucking May when they're firing Girardi, you're just like, all right, well,
this tweet surfaced in 2019.
Could you imagine having the ability to time travel and you use it to go back in time and just tweet World Series winners?
Just gamble.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would do, but I would do it close to the vest.
That's actually what Biff. You guys are forgetting that this character exists. His name's Biff. Back to the Future.
Right.
Fantastic reference there, Todd.
So obviously, I'm trying to use this as a self-fulfilling prophecy. But imagine if he was like Guardians in 4 years and like hadn't even changed the team name.
That would be crazy. No, they were not on the list. I'll have to.
I know.
Pull it up.
So, I think if you felt like since 2020 we've been kind of living in an alternative universe, I think it's probably because of this guy. So you can blame him. We'll drop his Twitter handle later, and you can harass him offline. So
I will.
I'm kidding. God.
All right. So bet the 7.
Man.
Who do you guys have taking the series?
Astros.
I have the Astros too.
Astros
I'm sorry.
6.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'll take 6 as well.
I might even go 5.
I'm going to take the Phillies in 7.
I'm going to go Astros in 5.
I'm trusting this guy.
I
put my belief in him. He's picked the last 2.
Boy, I hope he's right.
You throwing down some coin, Bob?
No.
All right. I might.
No,
fucking degenerate.
All right. You guys want to move on? You guys will move on, start and sit him or picks?
What do you think? Start him or sit him?
Yeah, sure. Sit him.
All right.
Who do you guys want to talk about?
Or in this week's edition, because it's spooky season, fantasy football, tricks or treats.
Ooh.
Love it.
So who's the tricks? Hey, listen here, trick. Who we sitting down this week? Aaron, you got anybody off the top of your head who you're just like,
give me 1 second here. If someone else has it, I'm ready, but hold on.
Yeah, just saying I'm starting this guy, but I'm kind of holding off this week. Anybody?
So I actually do have. Can I kind of combine one? And I'm actually going to use my own situation here. So I have Lamar Jackson, and I have Tua Tagovailoa. I am going to bench Lamar this week as he has put up like 4 straight 10-point weeks.
Wow,
and that's my trick. My treat is Tua here against the against the Lions. The Lions have given up so many points to quarterbacks, so many points in general. That is my absolute favorite pick of the week for a treat. But to combine the two, I'm gonna fade Lamar here because he's just been so fadeable the last couple of weeks.
That's interesting. I mean, they're going to be facing up against the Bucks, and they have been playing like absolute dog shit.
Thursday night, though, and guess who's due? And guess who's going to be coming out for the season?
Who's due? I like it.
And Buccaneers, pirate ship, hello.
Perfect.
Wow.
Dude,
I could have said it better myself.
Fantastic analysis. The dude. Who are your tricks and treats this week?
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a stretch, but I'm going on gut off of this, and based on performance over the last few weeks, getting a new quarterback doesn't really sign me up. Like, it's not like sign me up for a stardom position. And this is a guy that went top 3, or excuse, not top 3, but first 3 rounds. I'm benching Michael Pittman Jr. this week, and I'm starting Drake London. Drake London didn't get a whole lot of action against the Bengals, but I'm going to credit more of that towards Lou Anarumo and taking that option away and making Mariota on his limited 13 fucking pass attempts to go elsewhere. But they're going against Carolina. I know that they just shut down Tom Brady and the magnificent offense that the Bucs are not this year. But I think Drake London has been a solid 9 to 12 point guy on the wide receiver scale this year. And I'm going to continue to. I'm going to go with the consistency over high ceiling, very very low floor. That is Michael Pittman Jr.
Okay, fair enough. Todd.
So my trick of the week, sorry, Bobby, is going to be Deontay Johnson going up against Darius Slay. I don't like the one-on-one matchup here for Johnson and Slay in Philadelphia. I think we've seen Deontay Johnson struggle this year, right, as a whole, and that struggle includes just not getting targets. He's just not getting the targets between Pickett and Trubisky that he was getting with Ben Roethlisberger, and there's a lot of guys, myself included, who drafted him this year thinking that he was going to be Mitch Trubisky's guy, right? This is a guy that he could consistently get the ball to. He's worked really, really hard. His biggest thing coming into the league was he dropped a ton of balls. We've heard that before, right? Dropped a ton of passes, wasn't consistent. He worked on it a ton last year. He dropped 4 passes last year, fellas, and in his second season, he dropped 13.
Wow.
So just a guy that I don't see him beating Darius Slay one-on-one. I don't see Kenny Pickett being able to get the ball to Deontay Johnson one-on-one against Darius Slay. And my trick of the week, boys, and it's going to sound a little funny, and you're going to have to listen to me here for a second, is DJ Moore against Atlanta.
So that's your treat? This is your
treat. Sorry. Yeah, my treat is DJ Moore against Atlanta. We saw it Sunday in Cincinnati. 2 receivers over 110 yards.
Almost a third at 100.
Yeah, so Tyler Boyd very easily making his way up and down the field, where he's been pretty silent for most of the season, right? And that was a lot of that was man coverage. And Atlanta runs a ton of man coverage, and they're pretty much it's Baltimore this year for Atlanta and the secondary. They're decimated. Yeah. They lost AJ Terrell last week for at least the next 2 to 3 weeks. They're talking about putting him on IR. They already have another starting defensive back. I just lost his name. That's going to be out for another 2 weeks because he's on IR. They lost Mike Ford Jr. last week.
Is Asante Samuel Jr. on that team? Or am I mistaken?
I don't know.
Chargers, isn't he?
Chargers, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
So I think you saw DJ Moore and PJ Walker create some chemistry last week, right? You saw the introduction to it. DJ Moore had the best game that he's had by tenfold last week, and I think he's going to continue that into this week against Atlanta with a secondary that's going to give up a lot more yards, and they're going to give him the ability to get open one-on-one a little bit more often, and then he has the speed and just the burst ability to be able to do so. So I got DJ Moore in my starting lineup this week, and I'm actually playing him over Michael Pittman Jr. this week.
Interesting. Wow. Thank you for affirming.
So my trick for the week was going to be Michael Pittman Jr. as well. I also have him on my fantasy team. I don't feel with the a young quarterback coming in that he's going to be getting a lot of targets this week. Granted, it could go the other way and he could be a safety blanket.
Really could.
He could be the guy that he's throwing every single ball to. So do what you will there. But my treat.
No, listen to us.
My treat for the week is going to be this Jacksonville Jaguars defense.
I'm streaming them too.
If you have the Jags defense, play them. Granted, Russell Wilson did say that he was recovering on the plane and working out and stretching on the flight to London this week. So 4
of the 8 hours for the flight to London, Russell Wilson is doing fucking high knees and stretches, while DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker III are trying to fucking sleep like normal human beings. This fucking robot decides he's going to do calisthenics.
You mean Cortland Sutton and Melvin Gordon?
I'm sorry. Yeah, dude, I'm on the other side of that page there. Yeah, I'm on the Seahawks side. My bad. Think he's on the Seahawks. He's a robot. Listen, man. All right. But no, I'm sorry. Cortland Sutton and Melvin Gordon are trying to sleep. Yes, thank you, Todd. And this guy's doing fucking calisthenics down the aisle. Thanks a lot. Could you imagine
you're just sitting there, you're just trying to watch like fucking Toy Story or something, and you got some asshole just going up and down the aisle without a bev cart, like. That's right. Oh my god. Hit the eject button and don't give him a parachute. Like that's
call out landing. Yeah. Guys, call out landing. Landing when the landing gear comes out, call out landing.
Russell Wilson is the guy who applauds upon landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. He's like, good job, guys. They're really good. Really good at their craft.
You also clap after movies too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So are we sticking to one each, or we had? Because I had. It doesn't
Go
matter.
ahead, drop them.
So my
Make them quick.
my trick is David Montgomery against Dallas.
Okay.
I would absolutely bench David. Obviously, the Bears had a big win against the Patriots this past week. I don't see them doing it again. Dallas's defense has been absolutely phenomenal. You can see Montgomery being RB2. My treat is Mr. Gabe Davis off of the bye week. Green Bay has a decent secondary. I think all that attention is going to Stefon Diggs. And let's face it, the Bills are going to put up some points. I think you see a 2-touchdown game from Gabe Davis.
Absolutely.
Another real quick one that's hard to bench, but he's been riding mine for a while. Kyle Pitts, man. Just haven't been seeing it. Been seeing it.
Talk about fucking trick, man.
Yeah. Benching Kyle Pitts, Tyler Higbee getting the nod there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. As we move on from our tricks and our treats, we need to recap last week and how we did and what the leaderboard sits at. Last week, from a picks perspective, was kind of boring. We didn't have much difference in our choosing, other than a few games which did result in some changes, but not any big ones. So I went 9-5, and the three of you went 10-4 last week. So a wash for the three of you, and I yet take another L, which is fantastic. So that puts me at 52-40. Todd, you were at 55-37. Corey is at 56-36, and Aaron still holds a one-game lead over Corey at 57-35.
Fucking Packers.
Let's go.
I needed the Colts to win just to wash the week. That's what I needed.
I would have had the Colts too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have been tied with Aaron. Fucking Colts.
Unbelievable. Matt Ryan, in some popular news, got benched, although he did have an injury. They said it wouldn't have mattered. He was riding the bench anyway after last game. So
down.
Are you guys aware of why they're benching him? Have you heard the?
No, I don't know the whole.
Yeah, he sucks, Todd.
Okay. I'm just kidding. outside of 9 interceptions and 11 fumbles. So Matt Ryan has what the NFL calls an injury clause in his contract. Okay, so hear me out here. Walk down this road with me for a second here, fellas.
Santa Claus.
If Matt Ryan were to start the season, which starts technically in March of 2023, on some sort of injured list, on top of the $12 million that he is guaranteed next year, no matter if he makes the roster or not, Indianapolis would have to pay him $17 million.
If he gets hurt?
$17 million if he is injured going into the 2023 season. So Jim Irsay said, shut it down. Shut everything down. Don't let him anywhere near the field.
That's wild. That's wild. So here's how I interpret that, Todd, and you can, and Aaron, Bobby, let me know if you what you're thinking about this. That almost sounds like to me that Matt Ryan didn't want to play football anymore. Prior to the season, Matt Ryan was like, yeah, man, I'm not, I'll play, but I need a little bit of cash. But listen, if I get fucked up, if I get hurt, you're going to fucking pay for it.
Yeah,
okay? I will come play.
It was baked into the Atlanta contract.
Yeah.
It was baked into the remainder of the Atlanta contract.
If I get hurt, you're going to pay for it.
So Indianapolis is paying him $12 million no matter what, right? I think they cut him after the season. I think this is it. I think we're not going to see Matt Ryan in a Colts uniform.
Yeah,
I don't. So are they not even going to let him practice at this point then? Because if he gets injured in practice, is that not the same thing? And I'm thinking to myself, can you imagine he's not injured and it's like week 16 and he's in the bathtub with a bottle of bourbon and a fucking leather belt in his mouth and he's like, just break it, just fucking break it.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. A coworker told me a little bit about it, and I started digging into it, and I'm like, who makes this deal? But the Falcons made that deal with him when they did that last 3-year extension with him going into the 2021 season. They gave him this injury clause, which AKA meant, hey, no matter what, you're taken care of through 2023. So,
it begs the question: would you break your leg for $17 million?
Yes.
Yeah, I think absolutely.
Hell yeah!
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go.
Who's swinging the bat?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll Joe Theismann my leg for $17 million because
You can let Schwarber swing the bat. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, don't care.
Ooh.
Yeah,
God, that would
go
suck.
hard. Actually, it'd
would-
be better.
Yeah,
A quicker,
quick break.
cleaner break. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Can you imagine Steve Kwan doing it? No way.
No. And
Makes contact
Scooter
5 times.
Jeanette.
Yeah, he'd make contact, but he'd need to do it 4 or 5 times. You're right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, moving into week 8.
Let's go.
Big
Week
week
8.
here. Big
Thursday
week.
night.
Dude, a lot of great games.
Better than
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, no, we should
lot better
have
than last
some
week.
disparity between our picks this week, or at least
But
some
not
more.
despair because I fucking love you guys, man.
We love you too, dude.
Yeah, man.
All right,
I'll be there, man.
Thursday night, Ravens on the road, facing the Pirates. I mean the Buccaneers. Aaron, lead it off.
So I think the Buccaneers obviously are very surprising for everybody right now, sitting at 3-4. I think there's been a lot that's been talked the last week about just Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady in general, and how much of a cliff they've fallen off of, and we've all seen it. The Ravens also have a tendency of blowing fourth quarter leads. So the thing that's interesting to me about this one is it's Thursday night. You got the short week, and all the Thursday night games have been fairly strange. Even this last week's which was probably one of the better ones, having at least an offensive explosion. Still kind of a little bit of a weird game. I'm going to take the Bucks here, guys. I'm going to take the Bucks because they're at home and they're on the ropes. And I don't think the Ravens are a 4-3 team. I know we're going to talk Browns, Bengals later, but that was just such a strange game to me. And the Ravens really had no business winning it, even though that their record indicates that they did. I'm going to take the Buccaneers here, and I think Tom Brady shows up in primetime.
Interesting.
Corey.
I normally would be right pat with Aaron on this one, but I do think that the Ravens have played better football. I think the Ravens are a team that their ceiling is higher and their floor is higher. When I look at the Buccaneers, you kind of flash back to that Packers-Bucks game, and you're like, what was it, like 14-12 or like 12-9 or some shit? You're like, oh, this is just a solid defense going against a solid defense. This is going to be a huge game. And now you're looking at both these teams. You're like, I don't even know if Green Bay is going to win the fucking division. I don't know if Tampa is going to win the division. I don't know. I don't know right now. Obviously, if I had to bet, that's where I'm putting my money. But it's starting to teeter the other way. And I just don't think that Buccaneers offense has any sort of consistency right now. I just can't put my money on them again. I've done it too often this season and been burned. I'm going to go with the Ravens.
Todd.
So I'm going to go with Aaron here. I'm taking Tampa Bay, I think that the disparity here that we're talking about with Baltimore, and I think it leans more towards the Aaron direction. We've watched the Ravens give away every game in the second half, and now,
Not against the Browns.
Not against the Browns. You're right.
Sorry, it's a false start, I guess.
But look,
Don't let it get there.
You're talking about a primetime game in Tampa. There's a lot of question marks just around Tom Brady just in general. Is he there to play football? Is he just dicking around to get away from all the problems that he's having at home? And I think that this is kind of his statement game that he wants to stick around for the season. He wants to keep Tampa Bay relevant in the conversation of winning their division, which doesn't feel like much of an honor at this point. But I'm taking Tampa here, boys. I'm siding with Tom Brady over Lamar Jackson.
No,
Todd,
and I
go ahead, Corey. I was just gonna
Okay.
say to build off of your sorry. Hey, hey, Todd, to build off of your point. To build off of your point, the Ravens love blowing fourth quarter leads, and guess who loves taking them? It's Tom fucking Brady.
You know what? Like normally, like I'm like, just to comment on both those points there, it's like normally, like everything you're saying makes perfect sense. Like we've seen this movie so many fucking times. Everything that you're saying makes perfect sense. From a gambling perspective, I bet on what I've seen, not what I feel. And I have to know that I've seen better football overall out of the Baltimore Ravens. Toe-to-toe with the Dolphins when they're at their prime. Toe-to-toe with the Bills when they're at their prime. Yes, they blew the leads, but the Bucks aren't the Bills. They're not even the Dolphins, in my opinion. And I that's why I'm going with the proof has been in the pudding.
All right. Yeah. So I agree. I think this is a statement game for Tom Brady, but is he going to make that statement? You know, it seems week to week to week we say Tom Brady needs the rebound. He has to rebound if the Bucks want to actually be.
Oh, they weren't talking about football, Bob.
Goodwin. No, but I'm actually gonna ride with the dude here. I'm taking the Ravens.
Far out, man.
I think you killing me right now. No, I think they're the better overall football team right now. I haven't seen enough out. I mean, Tom Brady literally looks like a different person right now. I don't know if it's age. I don't know if it's the personal life. I don't know if it's a combination. But
he literally looks different too. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean the stress is absolutely wearing on him. So I don't think Tom Brady's head's in it, and I got the Ravens here. Now,
any credence?
Moving on to Sunday, we have a London football game this week, guys. Because we get football in the morning on Sunday. It's fantastic.
Cheerio.
We've got the Broncos. I'm not even gonna say led by Russell Wilson.
Let's ride, baby. Is he playing? He's playing, right?
He's playing, yeah. He's
better with that fucking aisle stunt he did.
Taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. Todd.
Oh God, I'm picking I'm picking the Jaguars for the sole purpose that I think Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson right now.
Facts.
I just do. I think the Jaguars defense outlasts Russell Wilson and whatever the hell he's doing with the football right now. And fellas, if we're doing trickies and treaties again, my treat is Travis Etienne Jr. I think he's going to have a huge game this week. I'm talking a hundy on the ground, 50+ over the air, and a couple tutties.
Can I just comment on Travis Etienne real quick, Todd? I drafted him when he fucking tore his Achilles or some shit in his.
It's a Lisfranc.
What?
It was a Lisfranc injury. That's what he had.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
He's out for the year when he fucked his leg up in some fashion. I don't know what scientific term you just threw out there, but way over my head.
Yeah.
Anywho, I drafted him like the 8th round of my dynasty league a couple years back, going into his rookie year, just knowing that this moment was gonna come. And when I found out that Robinson was getting traded to the Jets, I almost came in my pants. It was fantastic news. And his production has been going up and up and up and up every week. Consistent option there.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Corey. Huge chemistry. Lawrence.
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry to cut you off there, Todd, but I'm going with the Jags as well. If there's any team that has experience in dealing with the changes that are traveling to London, it is the London Jaguars.
Yes.
They know exactly how to handle this situation. They have probably deals with the hotels to get better beds and silent doors. They're just throwing money at it. The Jags are going to win.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of took the point I was going to make there too, Corey. But, a lot of different players on this roster, but the fan base remains. Like, the London fans come out for the Jaguars because they're the team that plays there the most often. Not to mention, I don't know how many times we have to touch on it, but, like, Russell Wilson is just kind of weird, guys.
I don't know.
Wilson.
Dude, Russell Wilson is a weirdo.
He's a weirdo. He's a weird guy. And he's in London now, so that can't be good. So I'm going to go ahead and just take – he was commenting about how he doesn't get jet lagged. Like, just shut the fuck up, dude. And I'm going to take the Jaguars.
Because you're a fucking robot cyborg. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how much ETN is – listen, don't get me wrong. He has been trending in the right direction, and I feel like the Jaguars were certainly comfortable enough for letting Robinson go. Obviously, this was the end of his contract. He's got injury concerns. Let's go ahead and capitalize on it now, especially since –
Good move.
Good move. Hell yeah, great move.
I
take the Jags easy in this one.
Yeah, I don't think I need to talk anymore about it. I got the Jags.
Thank God.
I will say real quick that Broncos defense is legit. They are legit.
It is.
Yeah.
But they're on the field all fucking game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we've got this is an interesting matchup. We've got the Dolphins on the road, taking on the Lions. Corey, I'll let you lead this one off.
I think this is a bloodbath. I'm so disappointed in the Lions this year. Shocker. they were a fun team in Hard Knocks, and like this whole podcast was behind them, but it's been depressing rooting for them, man. I really want them to succeed so bad. But I'm going with the Dolphins here. I don't think that the Lions have any answer for that passing attack whatsoever, and I think Tua has a massive day.
Todd.
Yeah, he's my stardom. Tua is my stardom quarterback this week, fellas. Aaron said it. I agree with him. If you have Tyreek Hill, if you have Jalen Waddle, if you have Raheem Mostert, put them all in your lineup. You could put a Dolphins lineup together and fantasy football. All of them are going to feast this week. The Lions
absolutely
could be a good stream. Gesicki could be a good stream if you're in need of a tight end.
He could be. And
you got Kelsey on a bye this week, so that
So I'm facing a guy that picked up Gesicki off the wire, and I had that thought for a second, like he could get 2 touchdowns this week very easily.
Yeah,
right.
Like
it's just looking at Detroit's defense as a whole, right? I'm not saying just their secondary, their defense as a whole. Aiden Hutchinson has had a great start to his rookie year. He's been in the backfield a lot. Malcolm Rodriguez has been fun since Hard Knocks. You get to hear his name a lot on Sundays. Yeah. That's it. They're both rookies. And even, Okudah has adjusted nicely, but Okudah can't cover Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki and Raheem Mostert, right? So someone's going to feast, and they're going to have to spread the love a little bit. And Tua showed early on in the season that he has the ability to do so.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it's Dolphins, and I'm hammering the over. I mean, I'm hitting over until my fingers bleed.
Wow. All right, fair enough, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna echo the same points you guys just did as I did at the beginning of the podcast here. You're right. You can fire up all the Dolphins. You can probably like fucking sneak a whale in there. They're gonna be just fine in this game. Nice. Tua's gonna go. Here's the one thing I saw last week was Tua looked fine. I knew he was going to be a little bit rusty, but there wasn't anything about that game. We saw the first drive, which looked phenomenal. And I think the Steelers had a pretty good game plan to kind of shut them out a little bit. Go look at the Dolphins' yards per attempt for their wide receivers, and there's going to be chunk play after chunk play after chunk play. There's no way they're going to slow down Hill the whole game. And if they find a way to, you got Waddle, you got Mostert, you got Gesicki. Tua's going to absolutely feast, and I just don't trust the Lions to keep up in the same way. We still aren't sure what's going on with Swift. Jamal Williams is a fine enough backup there. I don't really see any way the Lions win this one. Everyone was pretty high on them. I know we're pro Lions. I faded them when we were doing the over-unders. I got Dolphins big here.
Yeah, no, I agree. Tua had a tough defense to come back against with the Steelers defense. They played very well last week.
They did, especially in the second half. They played great on him in the second half.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the Lions aren't even close to that. Tua's going to have a field day. So should be back to business as usual for him. I got the Dolphins. So all right. One of the biggest upsets last week, we had the Carolina Panthers. It was a great win last week, taking on the Falcons. Aaron, I'll let you lead this one off.
Yeah, I think everyone on this podcast had the Buccaneers over the Panthers last week. It was the largest spread, and in Vegas, I think it was the only double digit last week. I believe that the Falcons just have better wins under their belt. Seahawks, Browns, 49ers. I just don't like the Panthers. Great for PJ Walker. What that was last week was all right, let's go out and show them. Our coach is gone, backup quarterback. That was all the energy that was in the tank. I think the Falcons are a team that right now we were talking about who's going to win this division. Falcons have a good shot to do it, which is crazy to say because we were all talking about how they were going to potentially, have the first overall pick going into this year. I got the Falcons in this game.
Todd.
I really like Travis Algier, boys.
Are you eating Skittles right now?
No, it's ice. Here's the thing, in this cup right here, there is Skittles water enhancer. Tastes great.
Shut the fuck up.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, yeah.
What a fucking time to be alive,
dude! You were committing to that draft pick. I love it,
and the costume.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
So I love Travis Algier. I think he played pretty well against the Bengals last week, but I think he's another guy that's going to have a big game. This is likely one of his last weeks at being at the starting running back spot for the Falcons. I think Cordarrelle Patterson comes back by week 10 at the latest. He's posted plenty of videos of him on Twitter running at full speed, doing conditioning. He's showing he's ready to go. I don't think that Carolina outmatches Atlanta's offense, but I think this actually might be a decently high-scoring game. I think you're going to see a lot of offense from both sides because both defenses are just bad. It's just bad as a whole. So I'm taking the Falcons. I think that this is it's a great divisional matchup, regardless of who the teams are. I think that's what makes this game a little bit more fun is that you have you have a divisional matchup, and I'm taking the Falcons.
Over under at 41. So if you think it's gonna be a high score, that's an easy over to hit.
Yep.
The dude.
Been thinking about this one a little bit. I think that Falcons defense is way too far gone. Way too far gone. These are guys that they had no intention of putting into the roster at any point this season that are going to be playing in the secondary. PJ Walker, while not a household name, has done a very good job of not turning the football over. So I'm excited to see that. Also, Chuba Hubbard, not a bad replacement at running back either. That guy can hit the holes and he can pound the rock for you. I'm going with the Panthers on this one, guys. I like the Falcons. I think they are a scrappy team. They're feisty. They're a good team. But I think the Panthers match up well. The Falcons are just hurt, man. They're just really hurt. What's the spread on this one?
The spread on this one is Atlanta -4.5.
-4.5. I like that. Because I think if Atlanta wins, it's going to be by like a field goal. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good football game, actually, or at least an exciting finish football game. It might not be really good between the first whistle and maybe the middle of the fourth quarter, but the finish should be pretty exciting. I'm going with the Panthers.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one for me. You all make some great points. The Falcons definitely had better wins under their belt. The Panthers coming off some very, very big changes. Typically when you see big change, you do see a win. You see a fired up locker room. The question is how long does that flame last? Does it last 2 weeks? Does it last a week? Are they able to carry it over for a month? It really just depends. I don't know if the Panthers have that type of talent. I love PJ Walker's story. I think it's a really cool story going from the XFL and now he's in the NFL. Landed the starting job, never quit.
Next Kurt Warner.
Yeah, could be, except he wasn't bagging
wasn't bagging groceries, but he's bagging TDs in the XFL. Let's go, baby.
Former Utah Ute PJ Walker bagging tutties in the NFL.
I've got to. My heart wants to go with the Panthers, but my just knowledge wise and what's going on, I've got to take the Falcons here.
Oh, shout out Rich Eisen, Lone Wolf baby on the Panthers. Let's go.
All right. Moving on, we've got the Cardinals on the road in Minnesota. Corey, lead us off, man.
Cardinals, Minnesota. Cardinals looked really good on Thursday night, didn't they? That defense looked really, really good. High energy football game. I think that I have a hard time taking a team off a bye, especially a team that's 5-1 already. So I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to kind of reverse that. I thought the Cardinals looked great on Thursday night as well. I think Hopkins being back was huge. Obviously, without being out, Hollywood is obviously a detriment to that offense. But Hopkins had the most targets and receptions last year, and it was off of 6 games, so he's fresh. So you want to talk about a team off of a bye? That's great, but the best skill position on the Cardinals is fresh as hell too. I think the Vikings start a little bit slow. I think they're a team that, although they are 5-1, they have not looked the part of a team that is 5-1. I think this is a game that they stumble a little bit out of the blocks to go. And I think the Cardinals take advantage of it. I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Cool. Todd,
What time is this game at?
1 o'clock.
Kirk
Come on.
Cousins wins. Speaking of Vikings,
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
that's it. That's my analysis.
Also, another a point about that Cardinals offense. How much did they beat the Saints by?
7.
No, more than that, right?
No, it was. I'm pulling it up. It was 42-34.
8.
Yeah.
Okay. Defense scored 14 of those points. They're not doing that against the Vikings.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Thanks to Blandy Andy in prime
Yeah.
time.
2 pick sixties, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep,
That-
yeah,
that-
right.
yeah.
Literally, I'm like, I took that night off, or I was like doing homework that night or something like that. Like 2 minutes left in the before halftime, and I'm like, okay, 14-14. Yeah, that's cool. I go step away, do some homework, come back in the middle of halftime, and it's 28-14. I'm just fucking passed out. Insane, just back to back. One of them not his fault. Obviously, hit one of those fucking guys in the face. They didn't catch it, but
Well, I mean, he threw 3 picks. I think 2 of them were not his fault.
yeah, the only one was in the back of the end zone. That one was just
That
bad.
one.
It's
That
just,
one was just
it's
a
just
bad
fun
throw.
to say that he's bad in prime time.
Winterceptions, dude. That's what he's about in primetime. Listen, Andy Dalton now has lost 12 straight road primetime games. 12 straight. 5 out of the last 6 have been by at least 17 points. So up until this game, his last 5, 17 fucking points. Insane.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean this is a tough one, man. You know, the Cards looked good last week. The defense looked great, but then again, it was Andy Dalton. You know, the Vikings are coming off a bye. You got, you know, arguably the best receiver in the league in Justin Jefferson.
Jay Jets.
Oh man, I'm going with. I'm laboring over these picks today. You guys are making great points and making it hard for me to pick.
You guys have the ability to either send me skyrocketing to the top of these standings or all the way down.
Wait, Todd,
Right,
who'd you
exactly.
take? Yeah, no, you took the Vikings.
I
Yeah,
did.
so Aaron.
Oh, Todd took
Aaron,
the Vikings. Okay.
Aaron and Todd have the Vikings, and no, I'm sorry, Aaron is
Solo
Aaron has the
on the
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
is solo at this moment. Good lord.
Here's the thing:
That's
you can
it.
let me take more of a lead, or you guys can come right back there.
Or you can just pick who the fuck you think is going to win.
yeah, you don't always have
Hey,
to go
whoa,
last,
whoa,
Bob,
whoa.
and labor.
Whoa.
I'm gonna take the Vikings.
That was very undude of me. My
Yeah.
bad, man. My bad.
That was rude.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
Rude.
All right. I don't.
Workaholics? No?
All right.
Me? Okay.
Moving on. An interesting NFC matchup.
Blake Anderson from
Interesting NFC
Workaholics.
matchup here. We've got the Chicago Bears coming off of
Oh, that's awesome.
what many would say a dominant performance last
Dude,
week.
fuck the Bears. They fucked me so hard. Dude, they fucked me so
Me
hard
too.
last week. Oh my god.
Going up
Oh,
against the Cowboys. They are playing in Dallas. Todd, lead us off.
I'm taking the Cowboys because that shit's a fluke. Get that off the screen.
man. Sorry. Sorry. I give
Right
you
over
shout out
his,
to Ryan.
right over his
I
fucking
know. I didn't
face.
know you were gonna go. I didn't know you were gonna
You
go.
put,
dude.
that, you put that over the wrong person, buddy.
I'm sorry.
The
I'm
wrong
sorry.
guy put a Vols sign over me. Get out of here.
Fair-
I'm
fair enough.
taking the Cowboys because Justin Fields can't get around Micah Parsons. That's it. Micah Parsons will make Justin Fields look like a JV football quarterback.
Pretty sure we can make this quick. Corey.
Yeah, going with the Cowboys as well. I will give a shout out to Justin Fields, though. I thought he looked great. I thought he looked fantastic in that game, rifling the ball down the field. Had an awesome game. Good to see as well for a young quarterback. It's awesome to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron.
Yeah, I'm absolutely rooting for Justin Fields. It's just not going to be this one. The Dallas defense is, I think, probably the best defense in the league. If not, it's certainly top 3.
That or the Bengals.
I'd take the Cowboys over the Bengals, but yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys here.
Yeah, not a hard one for me to labor over here. I'm taking the Cowboys all day.
Sorry, Rob.
Rob. We love you, Rob.
Love you, bro.
Love you, Rob.
Do it again, and we'll start picking the Bears. I swear to God.
Yeah,
Absolutely. We just need to see it.
I don't have any hate in my heart for the Bears. I just
No.
try to call them as I see them.
Right.
Yeah.
All
The
right.
Arlington Heights Bears.
Moving on, we got the Raiders on the road in New Orleans. The dude, lead us off.
As a tough watch, for the Saints on Thursday Night Football, man. On paper, this shouldn't even be a question. So I'm going with the Raiders. Shout out to Bruce.
This is a weird one because it's like two teams that have like very much underperformed.
Enough said.
Yeah, exactly. The Saints did announce that Dalton is going to start, even though Jameis is healthy. You know, if you're a fantasy owner of Kamara, that's fantastic to hear. Not that that's going to make a difference in the overall outcome of this one. I'm going to take the Raiders as well. Todd?
I'll give you one. Bobby,
can I say something about Andy Dalton? Can I say something about Andy Dalton real quick?
Go for it.
Actually averaging more points per game than Jameis Winston did. Wow. That offense is more efficient and scores more. And I'm just going to say, like, this Andy Dalton, this aggression will not stand, man, against Andy Dalton. And so I'm just going to say that offense is better when he's in there because normally he's less erratic and turns the ball over less. Obviously, against Arizona had 3, but as Bobby indicated, most people are saying 2 of those aren't even his fault. So Andy Dalton actually a better suit for that offense.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that statement. Man, the Raiders have just underperformed all season, but you can't not notice what Josh Jacobs is doing. That man is an absolute force to be reckoned with, and I don't think the Saints are going to have an answer for him, man.
Get paid, boy.
I got the Raiders here.
So I was just confirming. I knew New Orleans had a couple of guys on their defensive front that were battling injuries, and I confirmed it. I'm taking the Raiders here. You guys are right. I just can't. I'm not gonna go against a hot hand. And Josh Jacobs has the hottest hand in football right now, fellas. I mean,
sorry, Todd, I did it again.
That's okay. No, it's fine. No, this
it was just the balls. It was just the balls.
Don't put the bullshit in front of me.
It's a good call.
Josh Jacobs, the hottest hand in football. I'm riding that train for as long as it's healthy and getting 30 touches a game.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it's just incredible what he's doing. Nobody predicted Josh Jacobs to be doing what he's doing right now.
Don't forget at the start of the season, he was fighting for reps in the preseason.
They were making him play in the preseason.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I was saying going into the season is like, it's kind of a McDaniel offense in that they don't have an RB1 and they're kind of just going to be able to feed the hot hand. They had like 4 guys on the depth chart at running back that they've carried into this regular season. And Josh Jacobs just like, no. Contract year, watch. Give me the fucking rock. I got this. And dude, I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it for him. It's awesome.
100%. Moving on, this next one shouldn't be too tough of a pick. We got the Steelers in a short road trip, playing in Philly. I'll leave this one off. I love what Pittsburgh did last week against the Dolphins. I kind of predicted it last week, talking about the Steelers-Dolphins matchup. Tua came out slow. He was tentative, and the Steelers defense played well and shut him down. Obviously had a chance to win that game at the end. Pickett made a mistake. There was a couple questionable calls there at the end, but that didn't really impact the outcome of the game. Pickett still had a chance to go down and win that football game, and he decides to throw into traffic instead of running for 20 yards and getting out of bounds. So, I love my Steelers. I
what an
always
asshole.
love my Steelers. But I mean, I'm taking the Eagles here, man. Jalen, that just what they're doing right now is just unbelievable. They're the best team in football right now, hands down. And the Steelers are going to be no match for this. They're going to be no match for Philly.
Yeah, coming off the bye. And listen, like you said, I actually was a little bit impressed with what the Steelers did last week against the Dolphins as well. Obviously Pickett made some mistake, but hey, Pickens, the other guy, he's legit as hell, man. I truly believe
George Pickens
this time next year, nice. At the end of next season, we are going to be talking about this guy as a top 10, top 15 receiver in the league. I truly believe that.
I agree with you.
This is not the time for that. I'm not sold on Pickett quite yet. I think the Steelers are going to finally understand what quarterback growing pains are, as you just saw last week. And I've tried to catch the fade wave with the Eagles to sound cool and sound smart, and I'm just sick of that tidal wave rolling me over. It's the Eagles. It's the Eagles all day.
Corey.
Eagles.
Todd.
Yeah, they got better today. They traded for Robert Quinn too, so I'm taking the Eagles.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, figured that'd be a quick one. All right, moving on. We've got the Patriots on the road, taking on the Jets. This unbelievably good Jets team.
And what the fuck is going on in New England, dude?
I have no idea. They looked like complete dog shit last week.
So
Aaron's right. Aaron said at the beginning of the season, this is the end of old school football. We're watching it fade away. The Belichick era of football.
Our old school, right?
Yes,
The millennial era of football growing up and watching.
The millennial era of football is gone. We're Gen Zers now.
Thank God.
We're in the new wave of football where Bill Belichick can't just call every single play and win 13 games because he doesn't have the stuff anymore. You can't just go out and free agent sign after
Probably
a draft
just
your team.
Tired.
Yeah, I hope so. And I think that he's put two former head coaches in a spot to try to help him win games. They're not making any decisions. Bill Belichick is still making all the decisions. It doesn't work anymore. He only stops quarterbacks that he's played in the Super Bowl. He has not played Zach Wilson in the Super Bowl. I'm taking the Jets here, fellas. I don't see anywhere where the Patriots go into New Jersey and beat them. Let's
not forget the Jets got better this week by adding James Robinson.
So
but they got worse by losing Breece Hall.
Right. So I think that you feel a big void because I don't think Michael Carter is a true RB1. James Robinson has the ability to be RB1, but you do lose something pretty substantial and something that was growing in Breece Hall. I think
you're devastated my fantasy team. Everybody on my team has gotten injured, and Breece Hall is one of them.
It sucks.
I hate it.
I hate it for Breece Hall specifically because you're watching a running back transition into a new era of football where running backs were really important to an offense again. And it wasn't just Derrick Henry that was important. Breece Hall was center to be making Zach Wilson be a better quarterback. And I think James Robinson has some of the stuff, but you're going to watch Zach Wilson actually have to make some decisions and throw the football a little bit more now too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like seeing Saquon go down when he was, first getting started, man. It's just devastating. You don't want to see it, especially a young guy like Breece who's had a fucking great season. I started off a little slow, but man, the last couple of weeks he's been absolutely on fire.
On a tear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking the Jets here, man. I'm sticking with my thoughts at the beginning of the year. I think Belichick's washed. Belichick is washed. I think it's his time to just kind of slowly fade out into the background and let somebody who's younger and tenured get a shot at managing this Patriots team.
How do I reach these kids?
Corey.
So you all are on the Jets train, right?
Yeah.
Is that accurate? Yeah. And a lot of everything, similar to why you guys took Tom Brady, a get right game. It's in prime time. Just makes sense. So much about this game has we're on to Cincinnati vibe about it. They just got fucking embarrassed in primetime television. So much inside of me tells me that the Patriots are just going to come out here and just absolutely lay the fucking wood to the Jets. But how old is Bill Belichick? He's like 73 years old, 72. He's up there.
74.
Yeah, he's in his 70s. What 70-plus-year-old do you know that's just like, whenever you guys, the family decides to go somewhere, they're just like, I'm not going to do that. They just kind of just fucking float along like the dude, man. They just kind of are at places. I think Bill Belichick's just kind of there. He's just at a place. I don't know. I think that's what we're seeing right now is the deterioration of a legend. It's unfortunate, but we're watching it happen right now in a situation to where the NFL is not college and you cannot work a 2-quarterback system. Can't do it. You can't do it. And guess what? The place to find out who the fuck is going to be your starter is not on Monday Night Football. That is not where you're just like, I'm just going to try some things out here and just see how it fucking goes. Can't do it. Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, whoever the fuck it is, you have to commit to that guy and go forward with that guy. They're going to be much better for it as an organization if they do. That being said, I'm going with the Jets.
Okay.
Aaron, round it out.
I hear everything you guys are saying about Bill, and I don't disagree. Like Corey, your point you just made about, you can't run a 2-quarterback system and the time to not do it is Monday Night Football. That just screams Bill Belichick hubris to me, where he's like, I don't know, we're playing the Bears. I can figure this out like on national television. That's who Bill Belichick always thinks that he is. And don't get me wrong, like Todd, you had mentioned it. I was off the Patriots all year. This is an easy fade against you guys for me. I'm taking the Patriots here. And listen, the Jets are a great story so far, 5-2. But who has always been there to smack him on the bottom? It's been Bill Belichick, and it's been the Patriots. The other thing, too, is how have the Jets, you had mentioned, we had talked about Breece Hall. Obviously, how big is that going to be? I don't trust Zach Wilson yet. He hasn't done anything. One of the things that the Jets have done to win some of these big games is Sauce Gardner shutting down the number one receiver. Okay, so he's going to shut down Jacoby Myers. Like, he's not that big of a deal to the game plan. I actually don't think Sauce Gardner is going to be that big of a factor in this game because of the fact that the Patriots don't have a dominant number one that you just go, hey, Sauce, that guy, you're on him the whole fucking game. I think the Patriots can scheme around that, and I'm going to take the Patriots in this game.
That's an interesting.
Has he had a touchdown thrown against him yet?
No. That's an interesting perspective because you're right. Because Sauce is kind of what's the word I'm looking for? His image.
Awesome.
He's Revis-like.
Yeah. So but his image as an athlete is, I don't give up touchdowns. I don't give up big plays. I don't do this thing. And you're right. There is nobody in New England that's like the big play guy.
Right.
There isn't the one-on-one guy that you get to shut down. I think that's an interesting perspective of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched that Monday night game.
Dude, the Patriots defense is bad.
Yeah, but we've tried to do this all year where we decide what 1 week means to the next week, and it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, it's football. that is football. We sit every week and decide.
The Panthers won last week, guys.
Yeah.
No, but I think that Patriots defense looked fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've looked good all year. Either way, I'm taking the Pats. I'll be happy.
I like
That's
it.
fair.
I like it.
That's fair.
All right, fair enough.
You made good reasons. Good reasons.
We've got the
I need.
Titans on the road playing Houston. Titans coming off a win. Texans they took an L last week, right? They played last week.
The Texans, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They played.
They played the Raiders.
They played the Raiders.
Yeah, they lost to the Raiders, yeah.
Okay, right. Corey, I'll let you lead this one off.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy for me. I got to go with the Titans in this one. They're not a great football team, but they're good enough, and I think they beat the Texans.
Yeah, Todd.
Boys, I'm willing to go against the grain here. I'm actually going to take the Texans at home.
Oh wow!
Sausage!
All right, drop some knowledge on us.
So you got a divisional matchup in a division where nobody knows what the fuck is going to happen, and you've already watched the Texans.
Fair point.
You've already watched the Texans tie the Colts. You've watched the Texans be competitive with everyone that they've played so far. I'm just going to fact check myself here real quick. Their largest defeat was last week.
To the Lions.
Oh, last week, yeah. 38 or something like that?
Yeah, they lost by 18 last week to the Raiders. I believe that the Raiders scored 3 touchdowns in the last 10 minutes or some ridiculous stat. It was a blowout in the fourth quarter, and then Davis Mills fumbled at the goal line. You watched the Titans give 120% last week and etch it out, and they're putting together a little bit now, and they're 4-2, right? They're the clear winners of the AFC South at this point. But if you're going to lose in your division, you're going to lose at Houston. So I'm taking the Texans here. I think it's actually a good 4:00 matchup.
Aaron,
I think it's a smart fade, Todd. I don't think there's anything you said that was wrong.
Right.
It's just more of a gut thing for me where I'm looking at a team that's 1-4-1. And yeah, you're right. I probably think this is going to be a very competitive 4:00 game that might come down to a last second field goal or a last drive or something like that. I just still got to take the Titans just because I can't bet on the Texans. But Todd, I think that's a smart ass fade, and I'm going to give you props for it.
Thanks.
yeah, I'm taking the Titans here. The Texans have played people very well, throughout the year, but the Titans are going to run away with this division. There's nobody else in that division that's even going to compete So I'm taking the Titans here.
What happens if Houston stops Derrick Henry? Now that's a big if, right? Because that's a pretty large force. What happens if Houston stops Derrick Henry and they have to rely on Ryan Tannehill to throw the football?
It's a great question.
You know, what's your over/under on Derrick Henry yards, Todd?
I'm under 80. That's where I'm at right now with him against Houston.
80. So is 80 the line? Okay.
That's why that's why
79 and a half.
79 and a half self-imposed.
Yeah.
79 and a half. I'll take the over on that. $10 to charity.
Rock and roll. Let's do it.
All right, let's roll, baby. Hell yeah.
It wouldn't be Rally Towel Sports without a little bit of degenerate behavior.
Speaking of which, Bobby, I need a charity to donate to, bud.
Fuck, man. You're right.
I'm willing to. I'm not welching. I just haven't been told where the money needs to go.
So reiterate the bet. Reiterate the bet.
It was fucking when Trey Lance got injured.
It was Trey Lance for
Trey
Tua.
Lance or Tua.
And that was when Tua played the Ravens.
And that was when Tua played the Ravens. Yeah, I know.
6
I
touchdowns.
did crow.
Yeah.
I ate crow on that one. I'm ready to pay it up.
And last week. Oh, are we not going to talk about last week?
We can, but there wasn't any bet on it outside of Todd
No.
asking what he should do for fans. Okay, yeah, I was wrong on that one. I'm sorry that DJ Moore finally played well. I had all of the stat backing.
Just saying. People are saying things. That's all I'm saying. People are talking.
Get your
Lost
shit
his
together,
edge.
Aaron. Good night.
I'm sorry, who's winning this thing?
And the rest of us will casually shut the fuck up. And move on.
See that scoreboard?
I don't get to do it often, but I will.
Do it. Yeah, absolutely. We deserve it.
Do it when you can. Yeah.
Yeah, we deserve it.
Smoke them if you got them.
All right. And the other team that is the only part of a pair of teams that share a stadium, I've got the Giants on the road in Seattle.
Man.
This is going to be a good game. I think this is going to be a good game.
It's not a game you thought would have been good at the beginning of the
Seahawks
year.
have not looked bad, and the Giants have looked unbelievable. So, Aaron, I'll let you lead this one off, man.
I hate that you did that.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
I'm sure you do. So
Hey,
Vegas is on the
around,
Seahawks -3, which means they think these guys are a neutral field.
Yeah.
Even, which is kind of crazy to me when you take a look at the fact that the Giants are 6-1, the Seahawks are impressive 4-3, and let's face it, guys. Geno Smith has been a top 10 quarterback this year.
Yep.
I want you guys right now, real quick, if I can sidebar it. The Pro Bowl, which I know is different now, you get 3 quarterbacks on each side, AFC, NFC. Who are your 3 NFC quarterbacks? It's Jalen Hurts, obviously.
Jalen Hurts, yeah, 100%. I think I think Kirk has to be there just by default.
thinking.
It's a loaded question to tell you. I think,
And then Kyler. I think Kyler is there.
I think Geno is in there.
I'm not saying you're wrong. It's a hard. I was literally trying to find 3
Right.
that weren't Geno.
It's not Brady. It's not Rodgers.
No, it's not.
It's hell.
It's
There's
not.
more of an argument over Daniel Jones, than some of these guys, which is crazy. Right.
Yeah.
But that my point being is that in this game, I would never have expected to be saying that in week 8 about these 2 quarterbacks. I thought these were absolute cast-offs.
Honestly, it should be Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush should be in there.
I don't know. I'm so on the fence with this one. I'm taking the Seahawks at home. I'm going to take the Seahawks at home with the 12th man. I love the Giants. I really, really do. But it's basically Saquon Barkley and whatever the hell you can get out of Daniel Jones every week. And I think Geno Smith is the better quarterback. And I'm going to take Geno with the 12th man.
Corey.
I was going to come into this saying, like, I'm going to just fade Aaron. No matter what Aaron says, I'm going to go the other way. And I will make some points here about the Giants is that the thing that they are the best at is running the football, obviously, with Saquon Barkley. That crowd will not be as effective as it would be for an offense that is heavy passing, such as the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bengals, a team that is a throw-heavy team that's making adjustments at the line pretty quickly. The Giants' offense is pretty simple and rudimentary in that they're going to feed Saquon a lot, And if it's a check, it's just to the opposite side, weak side, strong side kind of check. Those are very simple, don't require a lot of communication. In the crowd noise is not going to be effective in that. Geno Smith has the highest completion percentage for any quarterback that started at least 6 games.
Wow.
It's over 70.
Yep.
Over 70% completion percentage. That's fucking bananas.
And like 1,700 yards in the air too, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that ballpark.
So I'm gonna take the home team. I'm gonna take the quarterback that's been effective and has made this offense work. And honestly, probably one of the most exciting running backs out of this rookie class is Kenneth Walker III. And he has just been all over every defense of the last couple of weeks. Had a phenomenal game last week, doing exactly what he did up at East Lansing. Shout out to U of M versus Michigan State going on this weekend. Going to be a fun one here in the Mitten. But Kenneth Walker III is keeping the train rolling. I'm riding with the home team and going with the Seahawks.
Oh yeah, Todd.
Because I like Kenneth Walker III a lot. Watching him run the ball feels like I'm playing Madden 99 all over again.
Yes.
It really does feel that way. The dude is explosive. I love this new generation of running back. I love what Kenneth Walker does for Geno Smith because it makes the play action so much more effective when you have a guy in the backfield. And Rashad Penny was the same way. I don't want to take it away from Penny, but Kenneth Walker it keeps that momentum going. It gives you a guy that you can establish your offense by running the ball and running it and running it and running it. And Kenneth Walker just doesn't go down easy. He's a guy that takes 2 or 3 guys to take him down, and it's usually 5 or 6 yards deep. I believe he's averaging just a hair over 4 yards a carry through these first 2 full-time weeks for him. And I like the Seahawks, boys. I like the Seahawks offense a lot, especially in Seattle, in a conference where it feels kind of up in the air too, guys. It feels we're going to see a big matchup for the NFC West this week, obviously, but the Seahawks are putting up a ton of points, and a lot of times this season so far, at least, it's been who has the ball last and who can put at least 6 on the board, and it's been Seattle so far, so I'm taking them.
Well, I'm gonna be fading the 3 of you and taking this one solo here. I have to go with Saquon here. The man has just been unbelievably good this year.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, by the way.
And it's a wonderful thing to see this man healthy. Right now, in my opinion, best running back in the league. I think he's just been dominant. There's nobody that can stop this man. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think I got to side with you on that, Bobby. I'm not going to let that slide. I want to talk about that best running back in the league, Saquon, right now, right?
Wow.
I'd take Chubb, but yeah,
yeah. And honestly, if Nick Chubb is in that offense, I think the numbers are very similar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree with that. I think Nick Chubb is fantastic. I mean,
the thing with Barkley is he's a better receiver.
You can argue them 1 or 2, but I think Saquon has the upper hand there. So I'm taking the Giants here, and I'm gonna watch you guys on Sunday.
I dig it.
And we're gonna figure out who.
I dig it. I'm glad we can talk about Saquon and him being.
I need this win. Again. I need this win this week.
Bobby's riding hot on the Daboll train.
I feel like you're going on the fades. Here's the thing: they're 6-1, man.
Honestly, Bobby, if you're gonna fade, this week is the best week to do it. This is the best week for you to just go against the grain to get back in this thing because there are so many football games that are going on. Right. It's this could go either way. As you guys are making the picks, I'm just sitting here going yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I'm a fucking idiot now. Thanks. I want to change my pick, but I honestly feel that there's so many quality football games this week. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's going to be good.
Thank God we play on Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Moving on. Yeah, we just talked about a lot of great football. This is the worst football game on the board this week. We have the Commanders on the road in Indianapolis. That's gonna be a shitty football game. I don't care what way.
Okay.
What do you mean, Sam Ehlinger and Taylor Heineke? That's not a star match.
That's fun to watch to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking sick. I want to see Sam Ehlinger play. I want to see him play.
It just sounds like 2 microbrews going up against each other.
It's gonna be sick. You want Founders?
You want Ehlinger? You want
Heineke? You want a Great Lakes or a Mad Tree? What do you want?
All right, Todd.
Guys, Sam Ehlinger is the one thing that Matt Ryan is not. He is very mobile.
Big dick. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I so firmly stand by
Monster.
that Matt Ryan has a closet full of affliction T-shirts that are just hanging there waiting for him to come back. I stand by that. I made that tweet 2 weeks ago. I still believe it. Guys, I'm taking the Colts here. I'm taking the Colts at home. I don't know if you guys remember watching Sam Ehlinger at Texas at all, and probably not because you probably don't watch a lot of Texas football.
We're back.
Sam Ehlinger is a guy that actually has the ability to make big impact plays. And again, this is a whole different level of football. Please don't take this as a parallel. But Sam Ehlinger is very mobile. And I think where the Colts have had most of their disdain is that Matt Ryan can't get out of the fucking pocket when the pressure starts coming in. Ehlinger can. Not saying that he'll make the right decision, but at least he can get positive yards when he gets out of the pocket. Probably doesn't fumble the football as much. And
Anything's
the
better than
bar
what-
set
than what
pretty
was there.
fucking low.
and
Pretty fucking low bar.
I also understand that the Commanders are coming off a pretty substantial win against the Packers, but the Packers fucking suck. They suck. They're bad. Their defense
Yeah, but don't
is
worry,
bad.
Bills
Their
fans, we're
offense
getting
is bad. Yeah. And I think that the Colts are better than the Packers right now, as weird as that sounds
Really?
out of my mouth. I do feel that way. Did you?
I was
watch
just going to
any
ask.
of that?
Well, but I was just going to ask you that question. I was like, all right, if the Colts play the Packers this week, who are you taking?
I would take the Colts.
Yeah, but
I think
football,
the Packers
NFL
are
doesn't
bad.
work that way. We know it doesn't work that way. You can't,
Right. There's no parallels in football.
Yeah.
But I'm taking the Colts.
Well-
So facto, Sam Ehlinger
Okay.
over Taylor Heineke. Move on.
Okay, Corey.
Every time I see Jonathan Taylor, a Blink-182 song comes up in my head, and I'm just like, oh, where are you? And where the fuck have you been, Jonathan Taylor?
And
Just
I'm
not-
so sorry.
I drafted you number 1 overall. Yeah, dude. Fucking bullshit, dude. Where the fuck has he been? Where the fuck has he been? And honestly, I think the Commanders' offense has more weapons. I honestly do. I think they've got a great combination in the backfield that they can run with. They're going to be more productive on the ground. And yeah, Taylor Heineke, who the fuck is this guy? He's frisky.
He's frisky.
He's risky.
He's frisky.
And what did I tell you? He's going to throw some fucking picks, but the boy's going to make some fucking plays too. I said that to you guys. That's why I took the Commanders last week against a fading Packers team. And I just can't bet on Sam Ehlinger until I see him. So I'm going to go with the guy that just beat the Packers last week. And I'm going to go with the Commanders, the commies, the comrags. I'm going to go with them here. And until if I see Sam Ehlinger shine, and I'm excited to watch it, I'm excited to watch his performance and see what he's got. Until I see it, I'm gonna go with the commies on this one.
You took
Hey,
both
man.
XFL quarterbacks.
Have to. They just both won last week, Todd.
Yeah, I would love
Rock
to.
agrees with you.
Vince McMahon.
I think Heineken. Listen, they're
We don't
both.
stand by Vince McMahon or any of the things that he is accused of or has done.
Yeah.
I just want to make that very clear.
Please don't lump us in with him.
No.
So, anyways, so listen. I'm with you guys. I mean, I think it's not necessarily a good game. I mean, we don't really know what Ehlinger is, and Corey, I'm kind of with you in that regard, right? I've seen Heineke play in a playoff game and play well. I've seen him play some good NFL football before. I've
Almost
seen
beat Tom Brady.
Exactly. I've seen him play some shaky football before too, as well. But I know what I'm going to get out of this Commanders offense, which, by the way, has looked better since Brian Robinson's return at the running back position, and having Gibson as a little bit of a receiving threat has been better for him as well. I think this is a pick where I'm kind of with you guys, or who was it against me just a couple games ago where you're like, I would love to fade you right here. I'd love to fade Corey right here, but I believe in the Commanders in this game, and I'm going to take them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna take the Commanders here just because I know Taylor Heineke is a proven
Another lone
quarterback
wolf for
in
Todd.
I love it.
Just call
not
him
necessarily a
Hanky.
proven quarterback. Heineke, whatever.
Heineke, yeah. I like
Whatever it
Hanky,
is.
though. That's nice.
Well, we'll call him that if he loses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make all three of you eat a fucking bunch of Whoppers on this podcast next
Dude.
Wednesday when I'm right.
Well, yeah,
Bobby
would finally pay up.
He owes us all Whoppers. Literally, we all bet him a Whopper that Kenny Pickett would get drafted by the Steelers, and he did.
You're right. I don't like
High
drunk
five.
me making bets. Drunk me making bets is not a
Oh wait, hold on.
noise.
Sorry.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah,
Well,
we won't ever do that again.
All right, moving on. We've got the 49ers on the road in LA.
Sometimes you get the
taking on-
bear, and
Sometimes he gets the dude. I'm just kidding. 49ers versus the Rams. Who has not led off in a minute? Corey.
You.
yeah, what are you talking about? You motherfucker.
You, Bobby, it's your turn. Go.
I mean, I wasn't prepared for this.
It's a tough matchup either way, Bobby. Just run with it, baby.
It's a tough one, right?
What do you mean you didn't do any fucking prep? We come on this show once a week. You didn't do any fucking prep. You didn't pick the game. I'm just kidding, Bobby. I love you. Yep. I deserve that. That was very undue of me. It was very undue to me.
So I really dislike this Rams team more than I dislike the 49ers. I know the 49ers, they've had a interesting stretch of games the last couple weeks. But I like the 49ers offense more than I like the Rams defense right now. I don't have a lot of confidence in it.
Nope. There we go.
Maybe Aaron Donald finally decides he wants to show up and play football, but the 49ers I think are just going to take this game. What's the spread on it?
San Fran 1.5.
San Fran
1.5.
I mean,
1.5.
it's going to be a close game, but I like the 49ers offense better. George Kittle had a great week last week. I think it was his first really big game of the season. I looked for Garoppolo to continue to check down to him and just keep moving the chains against this Rams defense. I'm taking the Niners. Corey.
Boys.
Or Todd.
No, Todd. Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead, Todd.
Fellas, we're going to get a full spread of Christian McCaffrey in a 49ers uniform this week. We're going to get the full gamut. You're going to watch CMC get some touches. We're going to watch him catch the balls out of the backfield.
Some tutties.
You're going to watch Deebo Samuel get open again, which we haven't seen a lot this season because the run game hasn't been a threat. Robbie's right. George Kittle had a big game last week, and when he caught most of those balls when CMC was in the backfield. That's when George Kittle ate last week. The Rams
opens him up.
The Rams, in my opinion, and I agree with the poll that we posted on Twitter, they're frauds. They're not good. It is not a good football team in Los Angeles. Both teams right now are playing bad football that are playing in SoFi Stadium. Therefore, ergo, if you will, I'm taking the 49ers here.
I like it.
Corey.
I like it. And everything that you're saying makes sense. The 49ers have been a nice spot. The Rams are fraudulent enemy number one, as voted by the people on Twitter. Fraudulent enemy number one are the defending Super Bowl champion Rams.
Have we ever seen a defending Super Bowl champ play this bad the following season?
I don't think so.
Probably, but I'd have to look at it. I feel
That
like
being
that's uncommon.
said-
That's a dig in. That's a dig in.
That being said,
To be continued.
this 49ers defense that is so good gave up 45 fucking points last week. Yeah, it's the Chiefs. Yes, to Patrick Mahomes. 45 fucking points. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. This 49ers defense, oh my God, look what they did to the Rams last time. Look what they did. They're so good. Listen, Shanahan threw all his cards on the table to take down the Rams last time. Sean McVay's had an entire fucking week to prep for this. If I give one person in this league a nod for prep time, coming at a team and ready to attack, it's going to be Sean McVay. The Rams are taking this one, and they're getting that monkey off their back, and they're riding the ship for the rest of the season, just like they did last year. Rams win this one.
Aaron.
That's all well and good. I'm taking the 49ers here. And I'll give you a couple reasons why. SoFi Stadium is not a home stadium for anybody that plays in it. The 49ers travel extremely well. That is not a very far trip for 49ers fans to take. There's also 49ers fans that just reside in Los Angeles. I don't think that that's going to be a problem. Shanahan also has McVay's number in their 10 matchups.
Good stat.
They are 7-3 and have won the last 6. I'm going to
Good
take
stat.
yeah, exactly. I'm
So
taking
the
Shanahan.
Rams are due. The Rams are due.
Yeah, sure. Sure. But the problem is, in those last 6 games, they were a good team. So I will take the 49ers in this game, and I'll take them easy. I'll just leave it at that.
When's the last time they swept them?
In the season, last year.
They swept them last year?
Well, I got to
I know.
imagine this actually includes the playoffs. So
I was going to say, because the Rams won the NFC Championship game in SoFi against the 49ers. That's an NFC
oh,
Championship.
actually, you know what? This stat is from last year, too. So
Okay.
it's even more.
It's only one. It's actually a rub if they're not including the playoffs.
Right.
So essentially what you're telling me is they are not due because they did win the NFC Championship game over the 49ers. So
They're going
right.
50-50. I mean, the Niners won the last matchup, so
we'll see.
the dude
We will
abides.
see. All right.
Shanahan always plays them very well.
Great point. All right, we got the
Except in
Packers.
the NFC Championship game. Let's go.
Got the Packers playing the
This is
Buffalo
not what
Bills
this is.
at home. I don't think we need to spend very much time on this. The Bills are amazing. The Packers suck. I'm taking the Bills.
But let's do it anyway. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, let's dive in. Josh Lehman with the like. What's up, Josh?
Josh!
Good to have
What up,
you,
bro?
man. Far out, man.
Aaron,
Bills.
Todd,
Bills by 20,
Corey.
What's the spread?
11.5. It's
11.5.
Biggest spread of the week, and it's the fucking Packers against the Bills. That's
11.5 that's a lot of points in the NFL, though. Like, even though we felt like the Cardinals blew out the Saints, they only won by 9. I think the Packers covered, but the Bills win it easily. They're in control all game long. But I still think the Packers cover.
I can't wait to watch Josh Allen throw 5 touchdowns.
You might be right, and if that happens, then they're gonna cover because the Packers can't score 3.
Gabe Davis, big league.
Yeah.
Aaron
As-
I'm
Rodgers
with
is
it.
going to get destroyed in prime time. We'll just leave it at that.
As Destiny's Childs once said, Bills, Bills, Bills.
You know what's funny? Love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Can we just everybody just take a moment of give it up for Aaron on that one?
I'm at a
Fantastic.
fucking loss for words.
What a guy. What a guy. Just a dude being a guy. Just a guy being a dude. Love it.
Do you think he's going to make him say his name?
This is in Buffalo.
I love
This
it.
is in Buffalo.
Yeah, in Buffalo.
Yeah. In Buffalo, 425
Off of bye
game.
week.
The Bills Mafia is going to be just
this is Sunday night. This is prime time.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Sunday
I'm
night.
sorry. Rams Niners is a 425 slot. Yeah. I think the people, the Bills Mafia, they're gonna be nice and sauced up. They're gonna not just the wings, talking JMO, Bush lattes, all the whole thing. Bill Mafia is gonna be fucking absolutely crazy in that stadium on Sunday Night Football. That place is gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
And so it begs the question: does Aaron Rodgers finish out his contract?
No.
I don't think so.
Aaron?
Aaron Rodgers doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that walks away for money. I think he does.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Does he
point.
finish? Does he finish out his contract? I don't know. Does he get paid out
That's
his
a-
contract? Yeah.
That's a good question. I would say then now that you bring that up, I bet the contract tapers pretty heavily, and
I'd
I
have
would
to
imagine,
look at it.
I would
But
imagine no, he doesn't.
It strikes me similar to the same thing as Big Ben, where it's like, do you want to retire or do you want $40 million? It's like, fucking, I'll get sacked.
All right. we just all agreed we would break our leg in half.
Yeah. I was,
For
For
$17
$17 million.
I said, give me a leather belt, a bottle of bourbon, and a bathtub. So yeah,
Let's
I'm
go.
Fucking
Fucking break it, Pepe Le Pew. These colors don't run.
said, let Kyle Schwarber swing it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Guys,
You might just lose your foot if he's swinging that. I'm just saying.
Dude, I can buy a new foot.
Yeah. 17 million.
Aaron Rodgers actually makes more money in 23 and 24 than he does in 22. Next year, his salary would be about $60 million.
So the Packers knew what the fuck they were doing.
And then 24 is 49, and then 25 fades back out into, just a mere 21 mil. But that's a lot of cheese to walk away from.
I think after that 45, he's
Ah.
done. After that 45, he's done.
I didn't realize he was about to get paid $60 million next year. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
It's fantastic.
All right. Now a game that I know that half the panel, well, 3/4 of the panel has been wanting to talk about the entire night.
Not really. It's basketball season over here, guys.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Wait, block the sign out. I don't know.
Aaron,
Who do you guys root for?
We wait for this
night.
all year, man.
Football.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals
Whoa.
headed north to take
Like
on
nails on a chalkboard.
the Browns. I figure this is the main reason why I did
The
it.
Pumpkin Bowl.
Pumpkin
Yeah,
bowl, baby.
All right. I'll lead this one off because I just want to.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you guys do it. I'm taking the Bengals on the road. Go ahead.
Bold.
Go ahead. The floor is whoever wants it. I don't give
I'd let a Bengal go. I'll go, and then we'll finish with a Bengal.
That's a good idea.
You want okay, we want the brown sandwich. Okay.
Nice. Todd, do you want me to lead it off?
Lead us off.
Yeah, you take it. I'll take her over the rear here.
You know, nice. Good for you, man. Teamwork.
you.
I think that I texted this to our group chat last, as the Browns-Ravens game was finishing, is I needed the Browns to win last week. I needed them to win so bad, not only because it would give the Bengals outright first place in the AFC North, but because now the Bengals are going into Cleveland on Halloween night,
Spooky.
where half the city doesn't work, so they're going to be drinking the whole time. I'm sorry, Aaron, that was a low blow. They're going to be going. I know that's just not accurate. They're going to be going. They're going to be going into this game fucking jazzed up. They're leaving work at 3:00, easy if they got.
They took
tickets.
Tuesday off.
Easy. They're pounding it down in Ohio City, getting geared up. They're going to the Flats. They're getting geared up over there. They're getting ready to head on into First Energy Stadium and be absolutely fucking wrecked, loud, crazy. The Browns have lost 4 straight. They need this win. They need it. They need it. They need it. Because if they don't, then you might as well just shut Deshaun down for the rest of the year. Don't even put him out there. It doesn't make sense for you to do it.
Yeah, it does.
That being said,
This is gonna get good.
we are in the midst of an MVP run right now on the other side of the football, ladies and gentlemen. And you're not even getting conversations about MVP right now, but I'm going to start it for Mr. Joseph Lee Burrow. This motherfucker is second in yards, only behind Mahomes. He is top 3 in completion percentage. Who are the 2 guys ahead of him? We already mentioned one of them tonight, Geno Smith. The other one, Matt Stafford.
That's such a deflated balloon.
Matt Stafford. The only other guy. So what my point behind that is you're going to take all of these stats into account here, and you're going to throw out some of the outliers. So yeah, he's behind the yards in Patrick Mahomes. Okay, that makes sense. Who's he behind completion percentage in? 2 guys that are on teams that we're not really sure we believe in quite yet. Third in touchdowns behind Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Josh Allen, mine and Todd's pick for MVP leading into this season. Allen, 4 interceptions. Burrow and Mahomes, 5 interceptions. Because I think if we're going to have this MVP conversation right now, which I am, we're only talking about three people at this point. And it's Burrow, it's Allen, and it's Mahomes. Jalen Hurts, I think, gets thrown into that category, but he's not anywhere in these statistics at all. Not completion percentages, not fewest interceptions, not touchdowns.
But the quarterback of an undefeated team.
Undefeated team. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if they run the gambit and go undefeated, Jalen Hurts probably gets the nod.
Right.
Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, relatively the same in rating, all over 100. I think it's like a 107 to a 102 spread. This Bengals offense, since the second half of the Saints game, going into the Falcons game, depleted. Yes, we're the Falcons secondary. But look at what the offense did after that Ravens game, when the Ravens secondary was depleted as well last season. They're starting to catch their groove. And man, that offense is humming right now, and they look fantastic. And I can't bet against Joe Burrow feeling confident. I can't do it. There's too much tape that tells me he's going to win this game, and he hasn't beaten the Browns yet. That's something that I think is fucking eating at him. I think that is something that's eating at him, and he's going to do it on Monday Night Football. Lots of treats for Cincinnati. A couple tricks up there on the lake. Bengals.
Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what all that was, but there was some good points in there, I'm pretty sure.
Joe Burrow's on an MVP run.
I mean, if Josh Allen completely falls off a literal cliff, then sure, I think we can all entertain that. But as long as Josh Allen keeps doing what he does, here's what I will give you, Corey, and I was ready to say, I am fully prepared to swap where I have had Herbert for Burrow. There's no doubt about that. I'll concede that all day.
Awesome.
I think that's more than fair. And you brought up a couple things.
So
that
you
I was
got
going
Allen,
to as well.
Mahomes, Burrow as your top 3 in the league right now.
No, but you remember how we were always talking about young quarterbacks, and I was big Herbert guy,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
Herbert was my number 1. Burrow is now.
Yep, I remember that.
And I don't know if you want to consider Allen in that because I still feel like he's a tier above him. But just those you know what I mean? Sure. So I certainly have Burrow as the leader of that class right now, and I think he's deserved that. I think he's earned that. The Bengals offense, you're right, is absolutely humming, and they're about to walk into a team whose defense is absolutely reeling. I think this has the makings of a game where the Bengals just do everything that they fucking want to do. Like I have no faith in the Browns right now. There is a lack of leadership. There's a lack of accountability. There's a lack of, frankly, good coaching, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Now, I can tell you last week, the Browns defense showed the best defensive effort I have seen all year. And I don't want that to be disguised as a compliment because it's not. It's just an unfortunate truth. I am never, Corey, hopefully you can back me up on this because we've been talking sports for a long time. I am never blame the refs guy. I was sick to my fucking stomach after that.
No,
game.
I mean, we can all agree that I even was talking to my brother and sent him the Twitter video that you sent in chat. And I was like, this has to be the worst call that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, that was atrocious.
Dude, I get it too. I get it. I mean, the holding against Logan Wilson in the Super Bowl on that final drive for the Rams. I get it. I know exactly. Like you're watching something just like, are you fucking kidding me?
And let's just say hypothetically,
changes the game.
Exactly. Let's just say hypothetically that is a penalty against the Ravens. Now you're looking at 4th and 1. Now the Browns are looking at a situation where you have Jacoby Brissett, who is basically a 99%, 4th and 1. Let's just tuck the ball forward and get a first QB sneak. Now let's run the clock down. That's an entirely different game because if you're still kicking that field goal and you got 2 minutes left in the game, I'm looking at Justin Tucker on the other side of the football, and I don't think that that's necessarily a guaranteed win. But that penalty was everything, and that was a penalty against the Ravens. And I was sick to my stomach against that. You never want to blame the ref guy because there are so many plays that got you to that point.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, when you look at the win percentage graph, there's a reason it gets so volatile towards the end of the game.
Yeah,
and those just type of things can't happen. But I digress. Kevin Stefanski is 4-0 against the Bengals. Like you said, Joe Burrow is 0-4 against the Browns. 0-3 against, right, because he was injured the one game. Sure. Mm-hmm. So we have seen some good success with the Browns out of against the Bengals. So this is just a long-winded way of me taking the Bengals, but I also felt, it was worth at least touching on the other side of it, especially with 2 Bengals on the other side here.
Appreciate that.
You want a little fantasy advice here? You need a tight end streamer. You got Kelsey on a bye. Pick up Harrison Bryant. Njoku is injured. Pharaoh Brown also got injured in that game as well. Harrison Bryant is basically your only tight end, which the Browns love to use. The only way the Browns win this game is if they, give Nick Chubb the ball 25 times, which there has been a lot of talk about we're not utilizing him correctly, which don't get me wrong. There are certain situations where, they should have given him the ball in that situation. Certainly. He's a top 3 guy in attempts. He's, the leader in touchdowns for running backs running. It's not, yards. It's not that. It's just, there is a couple times situational. Exactly. The Browns are running more than any team in the league.
They are by a lot.
That defense isn't going to show up. The Bengals, I think Chase has like 140-yard game, 2 touchdown type performance. Is it possible that the Browns can win this game at home? Absolutely. It's All Hallows Eve. Spooky things can happen, but I'm taking the Bengals.
Todd.
So I think both of you guys have said some things that I hear you guys on, but I just want to make one point here, and this is pure statistics. Corey, and I want you to answer this question for me.
I know where you're going.
How long has it been since the Bengals have given up a touchdown in the second half?
That would be since the Super Bowl, Todd.
Okay, so you're talking about we're into week 8 of the NFL against
correct
a team that has had somewhat limited success in the second half of.
Actually, the Browns' offense has been. Oh yeah,
second half.
Fair.
So, Todd, this second half defense is the reason why the Bengals are a top 10 defense. I think they're 8th. I think right now in total defense. If you look at second half defense, they are clearly number 1. It's not even close. They've given up 27 points all year in the second half. 27.
So, Aaron, I hear you too, because technically the Browns have scored
all field goals. Sorry.
Yeah. So technically the Browns do score in the fourth quarter, but usually, at least from what I've read, and I might be wrong here, but a lot of it is with more than 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's usually after 6 minutes, they haven't scored at least a touchdown after that point. And
at the end of a game is what you're saying.
Right. 6 minutes or less in the game, the Browns have not scored a touchdown this season. Everything is prior to that. So here's the thing. Does Nick Chubb have a good game? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because he has to.
He always does. He always does against the Bengals.
You're right. And he does. And
most weeks, actually.
Yeah. I'm just saying pure statistics. Nick Chubb has at least 80 yards on the ground because he averages over 80 yards a game for his career. So that's going to happen no matter what, right?
All right, Todd, hold on. Let's throw down another bet out. 93.5. Over or under?
For Nick Chubb?
Yeah.
Straight, just rushing, right?
Rushing.
Oh, my God.
I mean, if it's not, you're only going to add 6 yards.
Yeah, just give it. I'll take the over.
Okay, $10 for charity?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So we have a 93 over under for charity, and we have
79.5
and a Derrick Henry 79.5 for charity between me and Todd. That's awesome. Yeah, let's go.
So I don't see a lot of what else Cleveland does with the ball in their hands as much of a threat, because I think that you can zone out Amari Cooper, and then you just have to eliminate a deep ball for Donovan Peoples-Jones. Because I think outside
Peoples-Jones is sorry. Go ahead. Finish your point. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not arguing him as a threat, but I don't think that I think the Bengals defense, the way that they approach, and with most of everybody else in the NFL, everybody's running.
Lou Anarumo.
Yeah, they run a zone defense when it's necessary. This is a necessary game for them if they have to run a zone defense. But I just don't see. I don't see the Browns offense outlasting the Bengals defense with what they've been able to do on the defensive side of the ball, outside of what Joe Burrow can do with the ball in his hands. And I think that's obviously touchdowns win games. I'm not taking that out of the equation here, but I think what the Bengals do on the defensive side of the ball matters more than what they do with the ball in their hands, because the Bengals are going to score. The Browns defense is right now statistically one of the worst defenses in the NFL. It's going to happen. You're going to score points against that. You're going to score points against that defense. Right. But what did they do against the Chargers? They stayed toe-to-toe because the Chargers gave up a ton of points to Cleveland, right? They allowed them to stay in the game. They allowed them to stick around and nose into a lead and get it closer and closer and closer. I don't think the Bengals defense necessarily allows the Browns to do that. And I'm not saying this is going to be a fucking shutout by any means. I think you're going to see at least Cleveland put 2 touchdowns on the board here. But those touchdowns don't happen before the second half. Or they happen before the second half, excuse me. That's where I stay with that. I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I just also want to just kind of give a shout out to the young guys on the Bengals defense that have stepped up as of late. Obviously, Trey Hendrickson went out in the tail end of that game against Atlanta. It turned out to just be a bad stinger, and they sat him. Smart move, I think, there. But, Joseph Asai stepping up big right when Trey Hendrickson comes out. Joseph Asai's getting a sack. Zach Carter, dude, the rookie out of Florida.
He's a monster.
Todd, me and you were so high on this guy coming into the Bengals. And with DJ Reader being out, he's gotten a lot more opportunities. This dude is a 43-year-old man, in like a 22-year-old body, and he's just fucking dominating. And it's been fantastic. They haven't skipped a beat on defense without DJ Reader, which honestly, just let him heal. We'll bring him back after the bye. We're fine at this point. We're not like desperate for run defense right now. The guys have kind of stepped up, especially against two offenses such as the Cardinals, such as the Saints, that love to run the football. The Bengals have made it to where Andy Dalton and Marcus Mariota have had to beat them. And I think if they can continue, obviously a much tougher task this week going against the Browns and that two-headed fucking Medusa that is Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. But the fact that they've been able to do that thus far, I think they're building confidence. I think they're building continuity. It's that defense, I think, is one of the best in the entire NFL.
So we're all on the Bengals, right? And you guys are obviously Bengals fans. So, it's Tuesday morning. We all wake up. We're hungover. We got fucking chocolate on our chest from Halloween night, right?
Browns win.
What's the scenario that happens?
If the Browns win?
Yeah. No. I'm saying, like, how does that happen? I'm curious from your guys' perspective.
The scenario is that the Bengals offense is stagnant, is that the play calling is not unique. It is not in a way that is conducive to get the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands in a quick fashion. That is how.
Yeah, it's Dallas in week 2 all over again.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We should have beat Dallas. Bengals should have beat Dallas. Absolutely should have beat Dallas.
Should have.
Yeah, absolutely should have beat the Steelers as well. The Bengals right now should be 6-1. They should.
The way I see it is like the first game that they played last year, where it's Joe Burrow goes down, fucking marches downfield, and then it's a 97-yard pick six from Denzel Ward, and then the game is just completely on its toes. Right.
That could happen as well, obviously. But and obviously the Bengals were on the what yard line? Like the 2-yard line.
They were
2-yard line, and what they do? They threw the football on fucking first down. That is how they lose this game. Stupid fucking play calling. You got Joe Mixon back there. You can beat these guys. You've got Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, Cordell Volson, Jonah Williams, and I'm sorry, La'el Collins. You got the guys there that are ready to fucking push this through, or hand it to Joe Burrow. He can get 1.5 yards and then a half a yard again. You can just fucking QB sneak it twice.
Right.
You're getting a touchdown. Stupid fucking play calling like that is, and it just. That's how they lose is the play calling. And obviously you can only do so much about play calling. If they execute those plays, that's great. And we're not even talking about it. But when you look back at it in hindsight, it's like first down, you're on the 2 and you're not going to run. You're not even going to try. You can't get 2 yards on the ground. Right. Line up in shotgun and hand it off. That way you're spreading them out and punching it in.
You watched it in Baltimore too, right? You watched that goal line series where you passed the ball.
That's the game. That's the game. That's why they lost
3 times. Yeah. So. No, I get it. And Aaron, I think Corey's right to a certain extent. I think that where the game sways to the other direction is lack of execution of play calling, right? Yeah. I think you put roster to roster right now is the way they sit in terms of the way that the season's gone and how they've played. The Bengals roster outlasts the Browns roster
I don't disagree.
In a 60-minute football game. But where Tuesday morning we wake up and you're right, you're drunk off of hopefully Whoppers, because you guys are all fucking wrong. It's because of bad play calling.
So what's your confidence level walking in?
I'm at like a 7
out of 10, right? We're doing out of 10.
Yeah. So 70%, however you want to call it.
Yeah. I would say 6.5, 7, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah,
seems light.
Because I
seems light.
Yeah,
I've seen this movie though, Aaron. I watched it on Thursday Night Football at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Corey and I both have lived in a world as Bengals fans where we've historically watched the Bengals struggle against the Browns no matter what the circumstances.
And in primetime.
So the line is Cincy -3.
Yeah,
I would take them to 6.5.
Wow.
I
don't disagree. I think if they win, it's by a touchdown. I don't think it's a last-minute field goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't get. Yeah, so
I mean, either way, it's going to be a divisional matchup. It's it's Cleveland, Cincinnati. It's
always good. It is always
Ohio, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a hard game. Battle of Ohio.
We got the Battle of Ohio. We also got the Battle of Pennsylvania this week.
Let's go, the Quaker Cup, baby.
All right, chat. Well, this is the time where if you have anything else, let us know. We're gonna be
Hit us up on
wrapping it up
Twitter.
here. Hit us up on Twitter. I'll be getting the candy draft posted and some other clips from tonight's show. If you guys have anything you'd like to see short form, let us know as well. But other than that, had a hell of a lot of fun with you guys tonight. Definitely have to do another, mock style draft soon. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be something fun. For Bernie, for the dude, for Blippy, and for me, who just came as Bobby dressed as a redneck. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Have
Go
a
Cats!
weekend.
Go Cats!
We will see you guys next
Yeah, go Cavs.